Hey there, folks. Adam here. I'm going to go live and talk about these storms. Of course, it's been storming all morning for a lot of you. I'm running on fumes right now. So if I pass out or fall over, that's why. But yeah, we're going to track these storms the best we can. I stayed up till I don't even know what hour last night posting about the storms tracking in through Muskoka and through Eastern Ontario. I've marginally fell asleep a few times between that, and now we are tracking these as well too. So I think we're actually going to bring Liam up. Liam, give me a head nod if you're up for coming up on stream. All right, sweet. We're going to bring up Liam. Yeah, everybody say hi to Liam. He is a master fiddle player, amongst other things. Avid storm chaser, member of the team. Where'd you get that fancy shirt, by the way? That's pretty brilliant.
I just ordered it online and
just ordered it. We should
some merch.
We desperately need to make those, so we'll do that at some point in time. But yeah, thanks for joining me on the stream. At some point in time, we'll get him to play the fiddle, and you're all going to cry because he's an absolute superstar fiddle player. It's unbelievable. But let's talk about these storms here quick. So I'm going to jump into the forecast map real fast, and then we're going to talk about the storms moving towards Windsor and Essex County, which is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And there's also storms developing across other parts of the region as well, to the east of London, kind of near the Woodbridge area. And sorry, not Woodbridge, Woodstock area, and also east of Peterborough. Storms all over the place here. So let's go actually, and give me 1 second here. I just got to tweak something in the background. There we go. And then I should be good to flip over to the map. There we go. All right, sweet. So let me just change the screen slightly so you can see that a bit better. There we go. And actually, I'm going to make it full screen just for a sec, Liam, if you don't mind. There we go. So if you haven't seen this map yet, this is our forecast map for this particular event. Yes, it is pretty expansive. We have a severe risk in orange across much of the region. And so that is going to be something we are watching closely. Hopefully everybody's staying safe in the path of these storms. We did see some flooding this morning as well. So that was certainly interesting. Some flooding, I believe. I think it was in Kingston, I believe we posted about. Yeah. And then I think somebody actually had a tree down in the Collingwood area or the Blue Mountains area as well, too. So a little bit of severe weather this morning, nothing too substantial. But again, these afternoon storms are going to be interesting. Melanie just said, hi, everybody in the comments, by the way. Melanie just said, sun is out in Barrie. That's interesting. I see some storm development actually to the north of Barrie, kind of moving maybe to the south. So we'll have to watch that closely. But yeah, we'll have to see how this does develop with these storms here. Let me just, if you haven't seen this map as well, please download our free app. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. Jump on there, scroll to the bottom, click Apple or Android, and you can download our app for free. So if you do use our app, please let everybody in the comments know what you think of the app, whether you like it or not. And hopefully it's in the positive, but if it's in the negative, that's okay. We like candid feedback, so definitely put that in there. You might hear in my voice that I'm getting over a cold right now. All negative tests, but a pretty brutal cold. Just mangled myself, my wife, and my son for the last the last week. So if my brain fog messes me up a little bit, my apologies for that. So we'll try our best here to see if we can be somewhat coherent as we track these storms. Right, Liam?
Sorry, my mic was muted. I'm still getting used to this.
Hey, no worries. Liam will keep me on point, which is good. He's clear-headed. He'll keep me on point if I go off the rails here. But yeah, that storm is moving into Windsor right now. So if you're in Windsor, please let us know. Please let us know what you're experiencing. Renee says, love the app. Thank you so much, Renee. Appreciate it. Christina says, love the app and also the text message notifications. Yes, we also do have, for those who may have spotty internet connections or want the most reliable option, we have as well. If you go to textmessagealerts.com, you can sign up there through PayPal, which is automated. If for some reason you can't use PayPal or you don't want to, send us a message to help@instantweather.ca and we'll give you some other options as well too. So but yeah, the easiest way for our team is definitely through the PayPal service, which is at textmessagealerts.com. And yeah, it's like $3 a month, and we haven't changed the prices since we launched it in 2015. So we might have to do that at some point in time. But so far, it's still $3 plus tax. So per month. So anyways, yeah, that's a reliable service because it can work even if the internet goes down, which is nice. So even if you have like 2G service or just really, really weak cell phone connection, you can still get a basic text message through. So a lot of our rural community members seem to really enjoy that. And it's been a pretty important service that we've had for quite a long time now. So anywho, let's go to the radar because we need to look at these storms. So this is what's happening. This is our Pro Radar Instant Weather Pro that we haven't launched yet, but we keep using it on stream because it's a good place to test it. And we're getting all the bugs out, making sure it's nice and solid, and then we will be launching it later this year. So this is the storm that is moving into winter right now. Let me just actually make sure we have the latest radar update, which I think there's probably a newer frame. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So it's actually into the Windsor area now. If I scroll in, there is Windsor. There is this kind of a beast of a storm here that's under severe thunderstorm warning. Some pretty high values there, but this is from the Exeter radar, so this is actually quite a distance away. But Exeter radar is picking up on, quite high off the surface, but 92 kilometers an hour. Let me flip over to the Detroit radar to see if we can get a little bit of a better localized number here. This is probably a little more realistic. The highest value here is at 70 kilometers an hour, 65. So that's probably a little closer to reality. So hopefully there's no damaging wind gusts in there. But that storm has continued to, that's a gross value. That storm has continued to strengthen considerably as it's been moving to the east. So we're going to be watching that carefully as it does track into Essex County, into other parts of southwestern Ontario as well too. So we're going to be watching that very, very closely. So let's actually jump over to our... actually, before I do that, let me just take a look at these storms in the London area. There is actually storms now developing north of London that are moving to the east. I actually seen some pretty high wind values over by Norwich. What do we have there? 71, 72. So some strengthening going on there by Burgessville. If you're in that area, Beaconsfield, that looks like it's starting to strengthen as well too. And I did want to go over and jump. I guess we also have a storm south of Sarnia. There's going to be a lot of isolated storms. By isolated, we mean they're kind of like individual storms or not some giant cluster, although this could turn into a big cluster of storms. Models are putting quite a bit of storm activity now down on the latest runs here. So also seeing some storms over here in the Belleville area, getting some pretty high readings for winds there. This radar's picking up a 90.36 kilometers an hour. And we have to remember that radar is up off the surface, so that doesn't necessarily mean that those wind speeds are for sure reaching the surface. But, the stronger we see it on radar, the stronger it's going to be near the surface. So probably the strongest storm right now is going to be this one over here, which is near Anson, Alana Mills. Let's see if there's anywhere in there. Minto, Sign, Wellman. Yeah, we're talking about radar picking up on 90.36 kilometers an hour. So, and through the Belleville area as well too is going to be pretty intense. So, so that is certainly interesting. We will also double check too on Travis Farncombe from Highways and Hailstones is live streaming as well too. So go and take a look at his live stream and see what he's up to at this point in time. It looks like he's where is he actually located right now? Let me just double check. He actually is on that Ingersoll storm. So he is near the Woodstock area on that storm we were talking about with those strong winds earlier. So we'll go take a peek at his stream in just a minute. Let's just take a look from the Franktown radar south of Ottawa. That's pretty interesting for sure. Not seeing anything too substantial over there. Okay, so let's go take a look at future radar, which we will do on our app. We like to live stream with our app as well too, so I'm going to jump over to that right now. You can see I notified everybody that we're live streaming. So if you have our app and we do go live, we'll let you know that we are live streaming as well too. So let me just jump over here and hit play so we can make sure we can see what the future holds for this. As you can see, a lot of storm development in southwestern Ontario and some storm development from Lake Simcoe down to Toronto. And then another round potentially that kind of looked like a dog at the end of it. Liam, did you catch on the dog shape there?
A little bit.
That was, I just want to hit pause in that final frame there. This might be the Advil cold and sinus talking, but hold on a second here. I'm pretty sure there is dog tendencies. If I zoom that in here, let's see if we can get the latest frame. Oh, is it going to come up on me? Maybe. Oh, no, it did. It did. Where'd it go? Come back. Come back, puppy. Hold on a second here. Yeah, I'll just do that. That's fine. There we go. I see a bit of a dog shape there, but that means nothing at all. I'm just losing it because I have no sleep in me. So that's fine. Let me just reload that, make sure we have the latest. I'm pretty sure that is the latest run of Future Radar. So let's the free version of the app comes with 2 hours of Future Radar, and that's the most we could do without losing money and having to literally close down the app. But this is the upgrade radar version, which is 5 hours of Future Radar, and it removes the ads from the app as well too. So thank you to all those who subscribe to that. It makes a huge, huge difference. Your subscriptions are the reason that we're allowed, that we're able to have the app for free for everybody else. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to those who are sending stars on Facebook. Thank you to those who are sending super chats on YouTube. All your contributions really, really do make a huge difference, and we sincerely appreciate it. So thank you so much to that. For that. So let me just see what's happening over here in the comments. Lots of wonderful things about the app. Thank you so much, everybody. Liam,
I also have a video here from the Windsor. It looks like the Windsor cell coming in. It looks like pretty mean coming in with the sky. I can show it on stream if you want me to.
Oh, the shelf? Yeah, go ahead for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
See if I can do this here. Oh, my switcher is not working, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, so we have this video here from, I have to get the credit after, but that looks pretty mean coming in to Windsor.
It's a mean looking shelf cloud coming in. Yeah, for sure.
And the this was in Windsor. Look at these trees. Yep. This is from Tony. I'm not going to butcher the last name because I'm not good at the last names, but.
Oh, Tony there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's super avid on Twitter there for sure. Yeah. He's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. How do you spell his last name there?
ANNYSCHYN.
I'm not going to try that one either because I'm awful with names. But do you mind posting his Twitter handle in the comments there? We'll give him a shout out, and hopefully people can go give him a follow if they're on Twitter. That'd be great. Yes. So that is a post from Tony from Windsor of that shelf coming in. It looked like when he scrolled to the other side, it kind of looked like that was the backside of it. So it's kind of as it's leaving, right? Like the whale's mouth as it's going away. So yeah, lots of questions coming in. Will we have severe weather in our exact area? That's a good question. It's hard to say for sure. We can't necessarily tell you one way or the other. However, the app will let you know with the minute product and the hourly product. It'll let you know when you might be expecting storms. Bowler 1961 on Twitter. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Cool. So yeah, if you're on Twitter, give Tony there a follow. We appreciate his reports. And yeah, so this is your past and future radar across much of the region. So that storm is moving east of Windsor. As we move through the hours, you can see the timestamp above my head. And then you're going to see a lot more development in front of this cold front that's pushing through. So, and then eventually that dog shape. Don't mind me. It's one of those days. Okay. So let's see what's happening. I think we should probably just go back and analyze radar. I did want to take a look and see what Travis is actually seeing right now. Oh, he was live, but now he's not. So maybe he's running into connection issues as well. Yeah, it's possible. So we'll check back with Travis in a few minutes, and we'll see. Andrea says, my husband said it's thundering and lightning and lots of rain in Windsor. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Buffy says, the instant weather app is awesome. It shows me right into my neighborhood. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see here. Just looking through the comments. James says, seems Tornado Alley is moving north. To clarify, Southern Ontario, because of the Great Lakes, has always had these lake breeze interactions, which has spawned tornadoes likely before humans existed, billions of years ago, potentially. Well, maybe not billions if it looked like the surface of Venus at that point. But, but for a very, 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 very long time, there has been tornado activity here. Now we just have more and more humans in this area. So you're getting more and more confirmations. So it's probably always been this way. And, potentially it's increasing for a number of different reasons. But many of them are going to be population density, social media. So a lot of people reporting. And now we have the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University, led by Dr. David Sills and Dr. Greg Kopp. and that is has been incredible at verifying and confirming tornadoes. I know some people are saying, how come my damage hasn't been confirmed yet? It's like 1,000 kilometers of damage from the derecho that was on May 21st. So they're up to their eye. Literally, the words are, we're up to our eyeballs in reports. So yeah, so they're going to be busy for quite a while. So if your area hasn't been confirmed, you know, a downburst or straight line winds or a tornado yet, you know, just wait it out. It'll come. So they're just going after the strongest damage first, and then they'll work their way down to the other damage reports as well too. So
on that Norwich storm, you know, the one we were talking about how it was strengthening earlier.
oh yes, yeah.
There's an MPing report about 1-inch tree limbs broken, shingles blown off.
So, so there was already wind damage. Whoa.
Yeah.
That didn't take long. Our live stream timing was good. So let's see here. Let me just make sure I got the latest data. And that was that Norwich one. I think that's the one that that's the one that Travis is on right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though radar is only showing 70 kilometers an hour, something to consider is a lot of trees were weakened by the derecho on the 21st. So it is very, very possible that they're like 90% the way there to falling over, and they didn't. And then you have winds come through at 50, 60, 70 kilometers an hour. And if you have weakened trees and that happens at the same time, you can have damage for sure. So I'm seeing a lot stronger winds on that Windsor storm now to the north, heading over Lake St. Clair. So we should keep an eye on that as well too. So there's gonna be a lot of cells today. What's going on near Strathroy? Is that just noise? Tell me it's noise.
Yeah, that's noise. I looked at that too. I saw the chasers there.
Saw that.
I was like, what was going on there? So,
and then you go, the swipe over says, nope, just noise. Okay, good. Just radar noise. It happens a lot where you see something that looks really strong on velocity radar. What we do here is we go back and forth from reflectivity radar that we're all used to, which is heavy rain. We get to purple, then you're looking at hail. Yellow is moderate rain, green is lighter rain, and blue is virga. And then when we get to when we swipe over, we're actually showing the wind data. So from Exeter radar right now, that Windsor storm has 110 kilometer an hour gusts. But again, those are very, very elevated. This is the edge of radar. Radar scans like a bowl. So it's off the surface, and then the further, think about the Earth is round, right? As long as you believe the Earth is round, the Earth is round, and so the radar scans out. But basically, if you make the Earth flat, then that radar scan curves out. So it's going away from the surface the further it gets away from the actual radar station. So that's why you can have very strong winds on the edge of radar. But if I flip over to Detroit, that's when we're starting to actually see some strong, likely legitimate values, because that's very close to the station, and we're getting 93.24 kilometers an hour here. So those winds are in Michigan right now, but they will be moving across Lake St. Clair. And then if you're east of Lake St. Clair, you're dealing with a pretty strong wind risk with this. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they already have a special marine warning on that on the U.S. side of Lake St. Clair, I believe.
Okay.
So then there's something in our area, but
do you remember what it said as far as wind speeds? Probably
40 knots.
50 knot. Oh, 40
knots. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be even higher than that. So,
yeah.
So already seeing some tree damage, probably on that cell. I would think it's on this Hatchley rain law. I can't pronounce anything. So if I get your city or town or village wrong, just know that you're not alone. I'm going to get them all wrong. We just live streamed Manitoba, and I'm pretty sure I messed up 87% of the city names. So,
yeah, that storm is now a severe thunderstorm warning day.
Oh, that Norwich one?
The Norwich cell is now severe. It was just issued 4 minutes ago.
Excuse me. Okay, so that's good. Severe thunderstorm warning on that cell. Already producing some damage, maybe because of weakened trees. What's going on with this London cell? Let me just make sure I have the latest here. That is the latest frame. That London cell kind of looks like it wants to turn into a little supercell. Velocity's not doing much, but the shape of this here almost has a flying V to it. But it might merge with these cells here as well too. It's kind of like a cluster of little supercells that's going to be merging together. We'll have to see. But this is really bowing. Look at the bow on that. Holy. That is turning into kind of a bow echo right there, which could be a problem if you're east of Lake St. Clair. I'm sure it's not very nice right now. I mean, again, look at the values from Exeter. So up high, The valleys are substantial on that storm. But from Detroit radar, looking at definitely severe wind gusts heading over Lake St. Clair right now, possibly through Essex County. Actually, if I go through a couple of these bins here, we're looking at 70 kilometers an hour near Tecumseh, Elmstead, Pike Creek. Yeah, there's some pretty strong winds east of Windsor there as well too. So I don't think we had any damage reports from Windsor, but some pretty strong wind gusts, I'm pretty sure, were reported. I don't know what this station is there saying, but Norwich looks pretty strong from Detroit. But if we go to Exeter here, yeah, some pretty strong winds in that zone.
That little bit in the middle there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So, time for fiddle yet? No, I'm just kidding. We have too much to do right on the
popping up
on the Manitoba streaming. About we had storms that took 4 hours for them to move like 60 kilometers. So it was a lot of downtime there, and I just kept throwing Liam into the mix because there's no way I was singing because I'm pretty stuffed up. But rock some awesome fiddle. My favorite question was, do you also play violin? That was a funny question. I'm like, I think it's the same thing. It's just style, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just the style, same instrument, just different style. Do you know what what YGK is for airport codes? I guess is that Kingston?
I think that's Kingston. Yeah, I think that would be
because I'm seeing another flooding report here. Like it looks like a creek that's just really, really flooded. I can show it if you want.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like did you? Oh, there we go. I didn't see that right there. Oh, Dylan Peltier. I totally missed his super chat. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much, Dylan. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for your super chat. Sincerely appreciate it. And again, all those who are sending in stars on Facebook, that doesn't come up on our live stream software, unfortunately. But thank you so much to all those who are doing that. Those who are sending chat through YouTube. And let me pull up that flooding report. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Looks pretty
high.
Lana
just confirm YGK is Kingston. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Alana. Cool. Yeah. So who sent in that report? Do you remember? Did you see that?
That is a company that's Parasol Financial Solutions. I guess they're out back their offices.
Oh, I see this right at their office there. Wow.
Yeah, look at how high up that is.
Wow. Yeah, if that was normally all dry, then that's quite the flash flooding there for sure. So eek. That's not good. So cool. Eek. All right. So Andrea says Uxbridge. I'm sure folks in Uxbridge are wondering what's going on. There is severe potential for your area. Of course, you're under a severe thunderstorm watch at this point in time. Are you going to see significant storms? It's hard to say. There is some severe risk. So we'll be watching it very closely. But right now, Uxbridge is good. You're fine. But we will continue to watch closely to see if anything does develop for you. But right now, you're good. It should be fine. I know there's a lot of folks dealing with storm anxiety after that, historical storm. Again, our thoughts and condolences are with those who were affected and those we lost. 11 fatalities from that storm, which was horrifying. So, our thoughts are with all those affected. That was brutal. So I know that there's a lot of folks stressed out after that. Every time we've posted a severe thunderstorm or severe thunderstorm risk map in our forecast, we've had numerous questions. Is this going to be as bad as May 21st? And the answer is that is a generational historical derecho storm. So that's not going to happen every day. If the model suggested that was going to happen in advance, we would have gone purple on our risk map. We would have gone to the absolute top. We went orange. We went basically what's similar to today. But we didn't. But that doesn't mean that today is going to be as bad as that day. So, again, there could be severe thunderstorms. There could be maybe some isolated tornadoes. Obviously, there's going to be some damaging wind gusts with these significant winds moving across Lake St. Clair right now. And we already had some reports of damaging wind gusts. Again, potentially because the trees were already weakened in that area. But I'm seeing 95 kilometers an hour on that storm as it's starting to move over Lake St. Clair. So this one's moving to the east of Lake St. Clair towards Wallaceburg and surrounding areas, and it's going to be a problem as it comes across the water. So we're going to watch that closely.
East of Strathroy, looks like there might be some minor rotation on it.
Oh, okay. Meteorologist Atlanta Franks just let me know. I actually have an earpiece. It's not an earpiece. It's literally just a headphone plugged into my sound card. But she let me know. She's in my ear right now, and she let me know that there may be something going on with the storm that is near the Strathroy area. So we're just going to go take a peek at it. Oh, there's a little tail on that storm as well. Velocity is pretty weak at this point. But oh, you know what? I don't have the latest frame, so maybe that's why. That's a problem. I got to turn live mode on here. I think that is the latest frame. Okay. I think from the Detroit radar, it looks a little bit more interesting on that storm, on the Strathroy storm. So I think that may be what she's talking about here. Yeah, it's starting to develop here. We got to keep an eye on that storm for sure. And then that London cluster as well is starting to develop. The environment itself is strengthening, so these storms will start picking up steam. I mean, look at there's a lot of action going on right now. A lot of isolated storms. This is why we say isolated, because there's a lot of areas here that aren't even going to see a drop, yet there are a dozen or more strengthening storms that are moving through the area. So isolated, but definitely worth watching, because there's even storms developing kind of just east of me and Barrie here, and I don't think they're doing anything much. No, they look pretty weak on velocity, so we'll have to watch them closely. But today's going to be one of those days where we're jumping back and forth between a ton of different storms. So my apologies if it's a little back and forthy, but we're going to try our best to keep an eye on these here. So, yes, lots going on. Okay, let me just jump back into the comments here.
I also have another flooding report from Kingston. It's a message to OSW, Ontario Stormwatch.
Okay.
And it's just in Kingston on the roadway here. It's not like the quality. I had to blow it up a little bit, but it is road flooding over an underpass here. They have the road closed, and looks like people are trying to clear it out. But it was a message from Brandon Guard on Ontario Stormwatch. So.
Oh, okay. Let me throw that up here. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. These dipping underpasses are
totally
pretty interesting for sure. Oh, it looks like the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has actually covered parts of southern Ontario in their mesoscale discussion. So Alana just posted in our team chat there, which is interesting. So maybe she wants to let us know some of the details on that. Josh Jones keeps asking about the tornado that tornado line you showed earlier from Grand Bend up through Orangeville and looping Simcoe. Josh, are you talking about 1985? Are you talking about the one from 37 years ago? I think that's the one you're talking about. If so, let me know, and yeah, we can touch on that. That was a historical storm as well, back in May 31st, 1985. In that case, it was only one more fatality that day than we had on Saturday, on the 21st. So, whoa, that was, I mean, let's hope that never happens again. That was horrifying. Just looking through the comments here. Give me 1 sec. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Now I'm seeing like 90 km/h gusts or wind coming from Detroit radar on that Lake St. Clair storm, and it looks like it's getting halfway through like the lake now, so it's going to be impacting people on the other side of the lake anytime soon now.
Oh yeah, it's cooking.
Yep.
I wonder what it looks like from Exeter here. I mean, it's still a lot closer to Detroit, but from Exeter, it probably looks pretty nasty.
Yep.
Holy, Exeter's picking up on winds aloft into the 120 kilometers an hour. So again, those are not probably reaching the surface, but it is possible that severe winds are reaching the surface, because we're seeing, again, 90 kilometer an hour gusts, 93. As I flip through the different pixels here, you can kind of see the highest is actually 98.64. That's the highest I'm seeing right here. So yeah, that's pretty intense for sure.
Travis back.
Travis looks like he's it looks like he's heading towards the London storms. So as he gets closer, I'll bring up his stream here. Interesting stuff. Let me just go back to the Exeter radar. And oh, what's happening here? This is starting to look interesting. This is that Strathroy storm that Alana was talking about. Yeah, it's starting to look interesting. It hasn't really come together that much, but there's a little bit of developing rotation on it. So if I go to tilt 2, let's look a little bit higher up. Yeah, it's starting to come together. So we need to keep an eye on that one. We've been kind of seeing some hints on the models for kind of maybe the London area. It's kind of vague on models, you know. They have 3 kilometer resolution points, but it's been kind of hinting at these isolated cells near the London area that we're gonna have to watch carefully. So as you can see, let me just make sure I got the latest. Do I have the latest? I think I do. Yeah, it looks like those storms are the ones to watch for sure. And also down here in Essex County. And that beast coming over Lake St. Clair right now, that is a monster storm. And what's going on with this Norwich storm too is really kind of coming together. I mean, velocity doesn't look too spectacular, but I mean, visually, it's got 75 km/h winds in here. I could jump on K-Buff as well too. Jump on Buffalo radar and see what it's seeing from it. Still nothing too wild, but that storm is certainly organizing and heading to the southeast towards Simcoe, Delhi, Waterford, Port Dover. So that storm is something to watch for sure. And this London cluster is merging together and getting organized. Let me jump over to Travis's live stream here and show you what he's looking at here. So let me just jump into that. So this is again Travis Farncombe. He's on highwaysandhailstones.com, and he's currently live streaming. I'll show you his location here. He is right there. Let me just zoom out. I think he's near Dorchester right now, and he's driving towards that London cluster. So he is heading towards the London storms. That's what it looks like from his perspective. Travis he's a pretty awesome storm chaser. He was actually I think he was just chasing Minnesota like 2 days ago. And now he's in Ontario. Like I called him a magician this morning. I said, you're everywhere, man. He's like, yeah, I get around. So he was in Minnesota one day, Southern Ontario the next. He moves around quick. So good on you, Travis. And be safe out there for sure. Travis knows what he's doing. He's seen many, many tornadoes down in Tornado Alley in the US, and we'll keep checking in with him to see what he's actually seeing there. So so be safe down there, Travis, and we'll definitely check in on what's going on. So let's go back to the forecast map. We haven't really touched on that again. Again, it's quite broad, so it's not it's not very bullseye. When I was working on this forecast, I was like, I could sit there and try to draw orange around where I think the storms are going to develop, but it kind of seemed like there's just going to be a big cluster of storms developing, and there's going to be the morning storms as well too. So this kind of ended up being more of a blanket severe risk with isolated severe risk on the outside of it as well too. But as you can see, it's pretty expansive. And if you look at the, let me just go full screen for a sec. If you look at the dotted line, or the dotted region with the dashed blue line around it, that's the region we think that there's potential for tornado development today. So maybe just south of Barrie, just south of Orangeville, just south of Grand Bend, and is pretty much these storms around kind of the Lake Erie area. And there is some potential as well north of Lake Ontario. So these storms will continue to move to the southeast, I believe, east to southeast direction. And the further they get to the southeast and the later we get into the day, the stronger the environment will be. And then eventually they're going to pass over the Great Lakes and they're going to head out to New York State. So so we're going to be watching those carefully. Melissa said, she clarified. She said, that's what he asked. Are you talking about the storm from 37 years ago or the risks today? I see. So I believe I was talking about the derecho from May 21st of this year. But yeah, so at that point in time, I wasn't talking about May 31st, 1985. I was talking about May 21st, 2022, the derecho that had, again, 1,000 kilometers of damage and many injuries and 11 lives lost from that storm. So, I mean, it went through the most populated region of Canada. I mean, basically from Windsor through the Kitchener, Waterloo, through the GTA, through Peterborough, and then through Ottawa. So, I mean, that is, you can't get more populated than that in Canada. So it was a pretty brutal day. So hopefully everybody, that follows our app got our notifications in time. We sent out notifications well in advance as well. We did a big survey as well too to see if folks got the notifications and if they saw our forecast in advance. We posted a forecast at 11 a.m. that morning. So yeah, we went through all those steps to make sure that everybody had a heads up of what was going on. I think we had 8,000 responses to the survey. So I've been so slammed forecasting and getting stuff going that I haven't really had a lot of time to go through those responses, but I will, and we're going to see what kind of details we have. I think out of 8,000 responses, 80% of the people that responded were affected by that storm, which is unbelievable. So so we have a lot of firsthand data in there, and thank you so much if you did fill out the survey. I appreciate that. Let us know in the comments if you filled out that survey. I think you could probably still find it on our pages if you scroll through it. Side note, if you haven't yet, and get ready, Patricia, who is our amazing moderator from Ontario Storm Reports. She's about to get flooded here, but this is how it goes. If you are on Facebook, please join our report group. It's called Ontario Storm Reports. And we started it last summer, and it's already almost, I have a feeling we're going to hit 100,000 people on that group today. So it is exploding very, very quickly. We're trying our best to make it a safe place for people to comment without, people giving grumpy, sarcastic, rude comments. That's something we've been trying to deal with. It's trying to deal with that with a group of 100,000 people is a little tricky. It takes up a little bit of time. Liam knows he's part of that effort. But we want people to feel that they can post their reports without being without people giving them a hard time is the moral of the story. So, and again, we can't get really mad at people who are rude. I really think we should have empathy for those who are rude, because if you're on Facebook or you're on social media and you're just using your time to send rude and negative and grumpy comments, there's probably something going on in your personal life. So if that's the case, our thoughts are with you, and don't take it out on other people. Deal with your problems, of course. Seek help if you have to. But yeah, obviously, if you have to think to yourself, if somebody's taking the time to be that rude on social media, there's probably something else going on in their life. So let's try to have empathy for those people. Don't snap back at them and get even more angry and fuel the fire. But if you see those comments, please let us know. We'll try to remove them. We're trying our best to moderate that group. It's a storm on itself. So anyways, but if you are on Facebook, please join our Ontario Storm Reports group. It is exploding. It is a great place to share your reports and to see reports from others in the community. And it is really, we basically created it to be, to remove friction, because, if you send a report to us and then we have to sift through all the reports, we finally see your report of a tornado. Oh no. And then we take that, we send out the notifications, though all of that takes time. All of that is friction. Whereas if you have a report of a tornado and you stick it on Ontario Storm Reports, boom, there's 100,000 people that can see it and that can share it and they can get the information out to everybody else. So we're trying to mitigate friction between your reports and the entire community seeing it. So that's why we started the group. It is a massive effort to try to moderate that thing, but it is, I think it's a wonderful place, and there's a lot of wonderful people there. So 99.98% of the people there are wonderful and caring and helpful and empathetic to those who are dealing with storm anxiety and all of that stuff. So I think it's a really good thing. So I'm super glad that we started it, and please join it. Facebook.com/groups/Ontario Storm Reports, or just search for Ontario Storm Reports if you are on Facebook. So I'll put that link in the comments here. Jess says your IW team is awesome. Thank you so much, Jess. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Thank you.
Mark Robinson is north of St. Thomas, and he's saying there's some lowering on his cell.
Oh, okay. Alana just let me know that Mark Robinson from the Weather Network is on the St. Thomas cell, and he's talking about there's a lowering, so it maybe developing wall cloud on that storm. So we're gonna check on that storm in just 1 second. Renee asked, can you explain how the tornado risk line works again, please? So anything in the dotted area means that there is potential for those storms to produce a tornado. It doesn't mean that everywhere in the dotted area is going to see a tornado. Quite the opposite. Pretty much everybody in the dotted area won't see a tornado. However, they all have the potential to see a tornado. So tornadoes are very isolated. It's not going to be widespread and everybody would see it. But these isolated storms that are moving through southwestern Ontario and eventually through the Golden Horseshoe and parts of central and eastern Ontario, there is the potential for those isolated storms to produce a tornado. So that's what we mean by that. So we don't mean everybody's going to see it. We're just telling you where there could be potential. And today's potential is pretty widespread. So hard to pinpoint it. Liam, I feel like you have to say something.
Yeah, sorry. I have a report here. I just got it sent it in the chat in our group chat. It's from, let's see, I don't know how to say this. Tecumseh, Ontario.
Right. That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
So they have, this is coming in. This was at 12 minutes after 1, so that was almost 10 minutes ago now. But it looks pretty mean coming in.
Let me throw it on full screen. Oh, at on location. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I'll post the at in the chat.
Yeah.
But
Yes, please.
but yeah, it looks like this one especially. You see definition in that, and then oops, my bad. But yeah, no.
And where was that exactly? No, that was. That's at Lake St. Clair.
This is Tecumseh, so I think that's Lake St. Clair. Yeah, it's coming over. I think. Yeah. So, oops, my bad. I switched.
No problem.
No worries. Still.
Yeah, let me just throw my screen up here and I'll pull up radar so we can see. 1 second here. There we go. Okay. Let me just make sure I have the latest frame because I don't think I've loaded that in a while. And let's go take a look at that St. Thomas storm. So, Elena, can you confirm, is he on that Frome storm, or is he on the one above? Ooh, there might be some rotation on near Glanworth on that. Although it's in a weird spot. See, this is why the swipe over tool. So sorry, Elena, go ahead.
Give me a second to find out where Mark is. He is north of St. Thomas.
North of St. Thomas. Okay. I wonder what this is, because this isn't a weird spot. This is why I like the swipe over tool, because when you're comparing reflectivity to velocity, you kind of want to see if the rotation was here, then that would make more sense. But the rotation signature I'm seeing is actually in front of the storm. It's kind of a weird spot, this Glanworth. There's some high values in here. If they're not noise, that's 113 kilometers an hour. That might be noise. Oh, but what's going on over here? Yeah, this is interesting. This might just not be lining up perfectly. Sometimes that happens. I mean, look at that signature, though. Ooh, I'm not liking that. Yeah, there's some rotation on these storms for sure. So that's a bit concerning, I would say.
We already have tree down reports in Windsor. Here's
really?
a photo here. This is from Windsor, and then I think this must have been weakened from last week, because I don't believe that the
winds it just fell right out of the ground, right?
Yeah, it just popped right out of the ground right there. Yeah,
and all the rain too, all the moisture, right? That helps. Yeah, for sure. Ugh. That's not good. Yeah, here, let me go back here 1 second. So yeah, there's lots going on here. It's intense. So I should stay focused on one. Look at the winds on that. I mean, it's weird though, like where the reflectivity is versus where the winds are, but it doesn't even matter. Those winds are still insane. 110 kilometer an hour winds being picked up by radar, heading towards Mitchell's Bay, Grand Point, Baldoon, south of Wallaceburg, but Wallaceburg should get hit by strong winds on the other side of this. Thank you so much, Renee. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Your opinion on Environment Canada's recent radar upgrades across Canada. Is it up to par with the US tech being used? It's not quite as good as NexRad. However, I believe they tried to buy NexRad radars, and NexRad said, please don't, because they're being held together by duct tape. So this is what I've heard from some sources, said that the NexRad radars are older technology, and it was they didn't want them to buy the older technology. So I believe they bought radars from a German company, but they are S-band, so they're the equivalent S-band of NexRad. However, they're a lower resolution. Ours are 500 meter bins, and NexRad is 250 meter bins. But are they a lot better than what we had before? You betcha. They're a lot better in range. They're a lot better in resolution. Maybe not resolution, but a lot better in overall quality, I believe. And it's 6-minute scans instead of 10 minutes. So there's a lot of reasons, Renee, that they are much, much better radars. So I would go ahead and say, yeah, they're better. Are they as good as NexRad? I still kind of like NexRad radars a little bit better, but and NexRad radar scans at 5 minutes, but sometimes as quick as 2 minute scans. So ultimately, I would say NexRad is a little bit superior, and there's a lot of algorithms already built for NexRad. But that's something we're actually working with the Northern Tornadoes Project with, is for Instant Weather Pro, which is what I'm using right now. We are going to be building some algorithms for Canadian radar that have never really existed. So we're going to be building meso detection, TVS, TDS. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're doing over the next few years with them. So it's going to be really exciting. I'm seeing some rotation on this Windham Center cell, the Last Salette. I think that's how it's called. There's a little bit of rotation on that cell right now. And that was the one we were watching that's kind of getting going near Delhi. So that is something to watch as well, too. I think I'm going to be sending out some rotation notifications here pretty soon. This Delaware storm, the Christina storm, has a rotation signature. It doesn't line up perfectly to that. It's close. I think it's close enough. It seems like it's in the pocket in between, but sometimes because of you can have interference with the lakes. Sometimes the rotation signatures don't perfectly line up to the storms. But in this case, I don't like that signature at all. I think that's developing rotation. Although, let's go take a look higher up in the storm. Into tilt 2. If it's still there in tilt 2, it's not that supported up high. So it's a little bit questionable. I still don't like that V-Rot, though. We're talking 28 to 47. I feel like this storm is rotating. It has kind of a supercell shape to it. This storm could be a problem. So, but again, I did see a little bit of rotation and some strong winds over here near Nober, Hagersville, some hail developing as well too. Yeah, these storms are kicking it up a notch. This Nober storm is quite strong, actually. We're getting into 88 km/h winds on radar. Definitely wind damage potential with this storm as it tracks. It's tracking to the southeast, I believe. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure it's tracking to the southeast. If I am correct, I think most of these are. Yeah, it's tracking to the southeast towards Lake Erie. So if you are in that area, you're going to obviously want to not be outside. You're going to be wanting getting prepared to take shelter with that storm because it looks pretty intense. Especially, if you are in. Is Wallaceburg warned? I'm assuming it is. Mitchell's Bay is warned and Grand Point is warned. Can somebody confirm that for me, please?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is.
There's a warning on most of the southwestern Ontario cells.
King City's showing rotation in Hagersville, eh? I just noticed that.
Check that.
Take a look at that. It's showing rotation in Hagersville, which is where that peak wind was. Yeah.
Yep.
Mitchell's Bay looks super intense. If you're in Mitchell's Bay, please be in a safe place because there's some damaging winds coming through for sure. Yes, I see all that now. It is all under severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, good. Basically all of these cells in southwestern Ontario are under a severe thunderstorm warning, which is great. Take severe thunderstorm warning seriously. Just because it's not a tornado warning does not mean you shouldn't be getting to a safe place when there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Basically, there was no tornado warnings on the 21st, from what I remember. It was all intense severe thunderstorm warnings because on radar, it mainly looked like all significant wind damage. It didn't look like rotation until it got to Uxbridge and started moving east and Pontypool. That whole area definitely looked like rotation. So that's why we sent out a tornado potential notification to all those with our app and our text message alert service and all those on our social media pages. We sent that out because that's when it really started to look like, embedded QLCS tornadoes inside of that line. And it turns out, it was. So, that was intense for sure. There's definitely. Sorry, Lana. No, it's okay. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody say bye to Alana. She's got to run, but I'm sure at some point in time she will be back. And we've got Liam at the helm, ready with his fiddle.
Yeah.
Did you tune your fiddle before the live stream? I don't think you did.
I don't think I did, but it'll be good.
No, that's okay.
I'm just looking. I'm looking at this Hagersville storm, and it goes all the way up to tilt 3. I mean, it's broad, but it goes up to tilt 3. So,
okay, so it's supported up high. We're gonna definitely go minor rotation on that one right now.
Yeah, it's not showing on
Exeter.
On
Exeter's
Exeter or
behind
Buffalo.
the storm, though, which
That's the
it's
problem,
not showing Buffalo either.
No, it's weak on Buffalo.
Buffalo, but look at the winds.
Yep.
The winds are intense. So I'm gonna post minor rotation and wind risk on that one, but King City might have an interesting perspective on that storm. And like you say, it's on multiple tilts, right? So if it's on multiple tilts, then we need to watch it very, very carefully. So I'm gonna do this right on stream. So you're gonna watch as I send a notification out. I'm getting fancy and I'm doing it right on stream these days. So let me just jump over to that really quick so we can do it on stream. Give me just 1 sec and I will take care of that. So let's make sure we have the latest. Actually, I guess I'll go King City to make sure we have the latest radar that we're looking at. Okay, cool. So let me jump over. This is what I do to send a notification. So if you have our free app, download it, instantweatherapp.com. click on Android or Apple, and you can download that. So when we see rotation or something significant on radar, what I do is I take my little drawing tool, and let me just see exactly where it is. I just gonna double check it on velocity over here, make sure I'm in exactly the right spot. Yeah, it's definitely coming together. It might be an outflow signature, but it's enough. It's enough that it's worth mentioning here. So, Hagersville. So I'm going to go basically like this. This could be a hail signature, but it's worth mentioning. So, I'm going to draw it just like that ish. Radar's not perfect, so I'm going to give it a little bit of space around. Let me just hit play. Make sure it's going in the right direction. Yes, I believe it is. Heading to the southeast. So if you're in Hagersville, that storm looks intense. So I would be definitely, preparing to take shelter if not taking it. So it's moving and it's cooking pretty good there. And it's heading to maybe towards Port Colborne-ish. I'm just going to miss it there. I would say probably about that direction. Okay, I hit update. Brings up our little notification page here. I'm going to go... minor rotation detected. We've detected minor rotation on the storm near Hagersville. Did I spell that right? Hagersville. That's not right. Haggers. Is it 2 G's? No, Hagersville. Okay. Hagersville tracking to the southeast towards Lake Erie. Just that. And time is 1:32. And I have that all prepared because it's convenient. And the 888 folks in that area will get this notification. It's now 1:33, of course. There we go. And I send that out, and everybody in that area is going to get that notification right now. So, So if you're in that area, let us know if you got that notification. Pretty please. I'm going to jump back to radar so you can see. Actually, let's jump back to the raw radar data here so we can show you what we're looking at. A little bit of this bright red versus bright green, potentially embedded rotation within the storm. And I'm also going to put on the latest past and future radar on our app. So if you do have our app, Instant Weather, you can see where all these storms are. I mean, there's a ton of storms. We have to keep watching. If you're east of Lake St. Clair, you need to be taking shelter with that storm. It looks intense. So that storm is probably the strongest out of all of them. I would definitely be taking shelter in the path of that storm because it's crazy strong. But let's see. I'm going to jump over to our app here. This is, again, instantweatherapp.com. You can download this for free. And we give you a few frames of radar. And then if you go to the menu, click upgrade radar for as little as, I think, $6 a year, which is 50 cents a month. You can get 5 hours of future radar. You can remove ads and you can help support our team. So thank you so much to all those who have done that. Really does make a big difference. Here's all your storms. Storms east of Lake Simcoe now I do want to take a look at as well. And there are some storms in eastern Ontario. So we got to check on all of those. Thankfully, we don't have too big of an area to check on, but here's your future radar where it thinks these storms are going to go. They're going to travel through Niagara, potentially through the GTA. There's possibly more rounds going to be moving through Essex County and the Windsor areas. And that future radar goes all the way until 6:45, which basically when all those storms clear out. So that's probably, our live stream's probably going to go that long. So Liam, you're in for a marathon here, bud? If you have to duck out at some point in time, you let me know. It's all good. I'm going marathon. After I wasn't able to live stream during the derecho, I was so frustrated because I put out the forecast. I was watching it come through Windsor, and it was looking strong. It was strengthening, and then we were heading up to see some friends. Oh, Hagersville actually looks even better on the next frame. So we're heading up to see some friends and stay at their place up in Minden, and then I don't know if you know Minden, but the connection there is not the greatest. It basically was the equivalent of like a 56K modem. If you're in Hagersville, that's not good. You're in Hagersville. This signature is strengthening. Yeah, this is from King City. I want to see if it's starting to be picked up. I wonder if it's a hail mezzo, but what's going on down here? Is this part of a storm? Oh man, that doesn't look good either. Look at that signature. Is this if this is not noise, there's 109 kilometer an hour velocity signature right there near Varency. Those signatures do not look good. Let's go over to Exeter here and see Yeah, Hagersville looks pretty nasty. You know what's interesting is I remember there was tornadoes through this area one time where from Exeter it all looked like crazy damaging wind signatures, and it ended up being it was like the Delhi area, I think. I don't know if anybody remembers that event. Please let us know in the comments. This was a couple years back, but I remember that velocity looked like damaging winds. Dylan says crazy wind in Chatham right now. Thank you so much, Dylan. I hope Patricia's okay. She's in Chatham as well too. She says high wind, very heavy rain is what she's saying. So I hope everybody's staying safe with that storm. It's going to be intense coming through Chatham for sure. Hagersville could potentially be producing a tornado. It's not confirmed at this point in time. Oh man, what's going on in Belmont?
I was looking at that too. I was just going to tell you about that, but that looks like it's out front of the cell. I can't tell with the swipe.
What's going on here? That's out front of the cell as well too, but it's continuing frame after frame. That's why I don't think it's just noise. I think it's just the weird scanning that's happening.
Could it be like the two frames are off sync? Because I know sometimes velocity and reflectivity they can go.
No, they're from the same pulse. They're from the same pulse. That's what you think it would scan twice, once for velocity, once for reflectivity. No, it's all from the same pulse. So
okay.
But I don't like the look of it. So there's that. If you're in Littlewood right now, this storm looks pretty intense. I mean, it's showing on tilt 2. Tilt 2 is kind of like the way to look at stuff. Look, there's a black hole. That's not good.
That's the Ontario signature. That's the
Ontario TVS signature, because they put noise filtering for extremely high values. So it's possible that there's actually extremely high velocity values here that you can't see because the noise filtering is cutting them out. So we call it the TVS black hole, the tornado vector signature black hole. So that's not a good sign in Hagersville. That's on tilt 2 though. Let's see what tilt 1's saying. Yeah. Oh, it's already moved. Whoa, it's moving fast. So that is the latest frame. That is the 130. We should be getting a new frame soon.
Any minute.
But yeah, pretty soon. It was scanning weird this morning. There was some delays, not just like literally just from the raw source itself. So right from Environment Canada servers, there seemed to be a little bit of delay this morning, but I think they fixed it. It got better as time went on. This is weird too. This is like in the middle of nowhere. These are such weird scans. It's so noisy. It's annoying, but Chatham Kent looks super strong, really strong from that station here. You know what I'm going to do? I didn't do it before, but I'm going to load up Cleveland. So let me just click it here quick. It's going to take a second to load up, and then I'm going to jump back to the radar. Again, this is your past and your future radar across the region. Chatham looks intense right now, so there's that. Yeah, it looks intense. Oh, that didn't like me. So 1 second here. Give me a second. Yeah, Chatham looks super strong. Like the winds that are in Baldoon, we're talking 110 km/h on radar. Wallaceburg.
Yeah, I'm getting 117 right to the west of Wallaceburg. 117.
Eek. So again, this is off the surface, but if any of those winds are hitting the surface because the precipitation is helping it come down to the surface, that's a problem. So if you're in the Wallaceburg area, it's super windy. This storm is strong. This Chatham Kent storm is strong. So I'm sure there's going to be wind damage reports on that one.
Yeah, but Buffalo on the Hagersville storm doesn't look as
as intense.
Bad. No, like if you look at Buffalo on the Hagersville one, there's no real. There's a little bit.
Cayuga.
Near Cayuga, yeah, right near Cayuga.
Yeah. Little kink near Cayuga. But then there's some pretty high values down here though, like 96 km/h near Fisherville.
98.
So,
you got one there. Yeah.
You got a 98 there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's a strong storm regardless. So if you're in that area, if you're in Cayuga, if you're in Kohler, Fisherville, Balmoral, if you're in any of those areas, let us know in the comments what you're experiencing, because Tracy says it's hitting the Baldoon area now in pretty high winds. That's over by Lake St. Clair. Check out the latest King City. I don't know if it's losing its mind, but latest King City looks crazy again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, it looks like crazy.
Maybe it has a unique view the way it's on the side of the storm versus because Buffalo's right in front of it, right?
Well, here's the other thing too, is that Exeter has to hit the Woodstock storm before it even hits this storm, and Buffalo has to hit other storms before it hits that storm. But King City has a clear view of that Cayuga cell, and let me just make sure I've got the latest. Yeah, I want to make sure I've got the latest. But if you take a look at this velocity signature, I mean, I hope that's not a tornado, but there's strong rotation there. So it may be elevated, maybe higher up in the storm because this is pretty far from King City. It's not that far.
I'm gonna
It's
keep an
kind of
eye
in the
on
middle of the radar, right?
reports here. Yeah.
What's tilt 2 showing us? I mean, if it just falls apart on tilt 2, then it might just be noise. No, tilt 2 is even stronger.
Yep.
Tilt 2 right near Hagersville, it looks even stronger. So yeah, I'm still, just because the other radars are not too excited about it, makes me want to not necessarily up to rotation detected as opposed to minor rotation detected. But minor rotation does mention the potential for it to turn into a tornado at some point in time. So those are some strong values, man.
I'm seeing reports on Twitter on the OnStorm of power out in Chatham.
Oh, in
West Chatham. Yep, in West Chatham power outage.
Interesting. That's not good.
And they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning and extended it to the Niagara Peninsula, including St. Catharines and Welland. So
I don't know if they're going to necessarily, if these push further east. Yeah, I guess Welland could see the storm, but maybe not the strongest part of it.
Yeah.
Just
because we don't have it here in Hamilton, but I'm hearing rumbles, but we're just at the top end.
Right. Just taking a look at some data in the background. So many screens, so little time. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think we should stick with minor rotation on that cell. I'm going to jump back to our app again so folks across the region can see what's going on. I did say I want to take a look at those storms too that are up near Lake Simcoe. I just did that and they look kind of boring. So that's good. Boring is good. They look very exciting. And let me just take a look at Eastern Ontario really quick. Make sure nothing too crazy going on there. No, just more flooding risk because there's a ton of rain falling, but I'm not seeing anything too spectacular on the winds. So that's good. Eastern Ontario so far good. Areas east of Lake Simcoe is so far good, which includes Uxbridge. I know a lot of folks in Uxbridge and Peterborough and basically all the, I know we only mention those areas a lot, but all the areas that have been affected by these storms are all stressed out and wondering what the storms are going to bring. And so far, it looks like heavy rain. So probably some lightning. But, when I go and look around and then come back and look at that Hagersville cell, it just pops out at me like crazy. I'm wondering why the other radars aren't picking up on it. Maybe it is just noise, but I really don't like the look of it.
There was a severe thunderstorm warning just issued for south of Grand Bend all the way down to like Bothwell. I don't know why. Maybe that storm that's just south of Watford.
Yeah. You know what? Cleveland's picking up on
crazy.
Hagersville. Cleveland's picking up on Hagersville, eh? Yeah, I just remember I just loaded it. So I'll bring it back onto the. So Hagersville rotation is being picked up by Cleveland radar. So that could be, it's in the middle of the storm though. Middle of the storm sometimes means outflow. It could just mean a flooding risk, maybe not necessarily a tornado risk, but there's some pretty high values there. I mean, I love 250 meter bins. Like, look how skinny these things are. Like, you get so much detail in such a little spot. Is it bad that this one is 66.6 kilometers an hour? I don't like that. All right. So let's see here. It's got the mark. Yeah, I really don't like the look of that storm in Essex County. It is strong. Let's see what it is from. Oh, man, it is super strong. Oldfield, Baldoon. Someone was from Baldoon in our. The cell hitting Cayuga is insane, says Jeff. I just drove through it heading south from Jarvis. Had 2 hands on the steering wheel due to the crosswind. I mean, you should probably have 2 hands on the steering wheel anyways, but that's another time. Currently in Nanticoke. That'd be like Etobicoke, so Nanaco, and it's east of here now. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's strong. That is strong. Those 2 particular cells, the Baldoon cell looks really, the Wallaceburg, Baldoon, Chatham, Kent cell looks intense for sure. I was going to say insane, but it's not that insane, but it's intense. It looks really strong. And definitely severe risk on that storm. If you're in Dresden, big, strong winds are coming into your area. Don Valley, not Don Valley like Parkway, but literally a place called Don Valley. That's what this says. This is west of Rutherford, south of Beaver Meadow. Yeah, these are really strong wind signatures in here. 96, 97. So damaging wind gusts are certainly possible on this cell. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's go back again. See, I wonder what's going on here. Is this better be lined up to a cell? If it is, I'm gonna be concerned. Oh, it's in the in
In the
between
pocket again. Yep.
But this is a supercell though. Look at this thing. It's got a hook.
What radar are you
and
looking at that from?
I'm looking at Exeter. That should be picking up on that cell. I don't like the look of that one. Is there any spotters on that cell right now?
I will pull up. Sorry, I closed the other radar. Glanworth, where is that in a big like
That
big town?
is I think it's north of St. Thomas. Yeah, it's just north of St. Thomas. I don't like that signature. That kind of has essence of berry. That kind of had that like that berry vibe to it, but it's at a really weird, it's inflow, but it's at the top of that storm. Like the red is definitely associated with the storm. Here's a problem here. This could be like a little couplet right here. If you look, that little right here, this could be where the inflow is. That could be a little couplet. So I think this storm right here, south of London, heading southeast towards maybe St. Thomas, towards Glanworth. I don't like the look of it at all. And St. Thomas is in the path of it as well, too, I think. Little Elmer. Yeah, I don't like the look of that.
Yeah, there are some chasers on it. You're talking about, one sec, let me just check Glenworth. Yeah, there's someone right in that. Oh, it's Mark. Mark's right underneath.
It's Mark.
Mark's
Mark's
right in that.
Right underneath the strongest storm. Yeah, it's classic Mark. Hopefully he's all right. Just keep an eye on his account and see what he's seeing, because I'm sure if he sees something, if he's right there, then let's wait to see what he says. Because
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, please do. I'm gonna check on Cleveland. Oh yeah.
Oh, Chatham trees down apparently, or branches, large branches.
Trees down in Chatham.
Yeah.
Hope Patricia's all right. Everybody there.
Key sized hail. I don't know where this report's coming from. Nope. Don't have a location on that. Just taking a look through OnStorm to see anything new. Oh, this is Mark 21 seconds ago. He's south of London, saying 2 cells are interacting with each other. So that's what that.
Oh, they're merging.
Yeah,
they're merging. Yeah, that's definitely a cell interaction signature, which can often be confused for rotation. So I'm glad he clarified that, because it's right in between those cells, but it is inflow into that Glanworth cell. So I don't know. We'll see. Side note: we've made some upgrades, and these updated frames come in 45 seconds earlier than other options. I'm not going to mention who, but yeah, 45 seconds is a long time when you're waiting for a radar update. Hey, 45 seconds helps, especially when there's 6-minute radar updates. So 45 seconds is great. So I can't wait to. I plan to do a live stream and talk about the new products we're working on. There's something, there's something else that we're working on, which is really super exciting as well too. There's some really cool stuff going on we want to tell you all about, and other improvements we've made to our pages and to our groups and to the team, and there's so much to talk about. So we're gonna do our own Apple event. No, it's not going to be that fancy, but they're going to do our own little keynote and talk about all the new stuff we're working on. So if you're in Dresden, if you're in Appledore, Oldfield, Tupperville, Wallaceburg, of course, Chatham-Kent has some really high values here. What are we dealing with? 103 kilometers an hour. Patricia says we're okay. Think the worst is behind us for where she is in Chatham-Kent. How late did you work, by the way, Liam? You might have had less sleep than I did.
Oh, I was good. I was out until 12 o'clock last night, so
ouch.
Not bad.
Ouch.
I got to sleep. I got some good sleep. I slept.
Was that a gig or paramedic?
That was a volunteer thing with St. John Ambulance. So.
Oh, yeah, great. That's great. Yeah. Awesome. Good on you, man. Yeah. Volunteer with St. John Ambulance. You're awesome. So not only do you play amazing fiddle, master storm spotter, but also volunteer with St. John Ambulance. That's fantastic, man. That's great.
Thank you.
It's good to be a storm spotter to have that training, right?
Oh yeah. Every time I go out chasing, I have my whole kit with me and everything. So
that's amazing, dude. That's awesome. I would feel complete, like if there's damage and people are in trouble, I feel completely useless. So like I have zero training. I mean, I have like my Cubs. When I was in Cubs or something, they taught us how to I don't know. I don't even remember. So it's I'm better tear that badge off my thing because I have no idea what they taught me. But they taught me something. They taught me how to, I think we stitched up some wallets or something. But anyways, but no, they definitely. I think they taught us some sort of CPR stuff. But I was like, I don't know, how old are you in Cubs? It's like 5 or something, or 8.
I think 5 to like.
I need a refresher. So yeah. So whenever I'm storm spotting, I'm like, I just feel like if there's something significant going on, I'm just going to get in people's way. I'm going to be useless. So at least there's people out there like yourself that actually have a purpose to be out there. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
To help with the first response. Cool. So let's see here.
That Cayuga storm through Hagersville on if you look on King City, not Toronto, King City.
Why am I not looking at King City? Okay, yeah.
It does look weaker now, or
it looks more outflowy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as concentrated as it was, so I think
we're I'm glad we stayed minor on that. I mean, that may have produced, but I have a feeling it didn't, and it's a good thing we stayed minor.
I tried to get in contact with some friends in Hagersville to see if they have heard.
Oh, you got friends down there?
I do. Yes.
Yes, please do. There's still something going on from Cleveland on that cell. And sorry, folks, if I'm zooming in and out like 100,000 times, my apologies. You know what I'll do? I'll jump back to the wide radar. Actually, you know what? Let me flip back here, and I'm just going to make sure we have the latest frame. Give me 1 second here. Storms across the region right now. Holy. Okay, let's jump back to the app. Here's the instant weather app. We're going to hit play. You can see all of the storms and where they might be heading. So, and then more heading into Essex County eventually, maybe just trimming Leamington and Chatham-Kent. And then eventually things will die off towards the evening hours. So, whew.
I'm just going to step away and go grab a drink.
Yeah, no, go ahead for sure. Absolutely do it. Mark Weber says, thanks for what you do. Hit the like button, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Frank Rizzo says, is your name really Frank Rizzo? Anyways, says, I remember that from something. I forget what it was exactly. Was it Jerky Boys? What was that? Anyways, Hagersville storm, 45,000 feet. Dresden storm, 50,000 feet. So these are tall. These are big, heavy duty storms, folks. Amanda says power lines down on Park Avenue in Chatham. Ouch. That's not great. Hopefully everybody's staying safe there. Jordan says, is Beamsville going to get hit? I am not entirely sure, but I will definitely keep an eye out. Thomas says, Jerky Boys. Yeah, I don't know how I remember that. That was from a long time ago. But I remember those crank calls that they made. It was funny. Let's see here. Amy says, thunder happening on Hamilton Mountain now. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Liam is actually in Hamilton, so I wonder if he's hearing that as well, too. Gabriella says, update on storms coming into Brantford. I will take a look. Thank you for your question. Appreciate it. Deborah says, thank you, Adam. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Jackie says, Midland area. I think Midland's good. I'm pretty sure you're going to miss. Georgian Bay now should be out of the risk. As you can see in future radar above me, it looks like most of the storms are going to build from like Lake Simcoe coming off of Huron, and they're going to build to the southeast. So Sue says, is storm done in Chatham now? If you're in Chatham, let me know. I think Patricia said she's in Chatham on her team here, and she says she thinks the worst is behind her. But again, future radar showing potentially more storms in that area a little bit later on. So there's that. Tony says Adam St. Thomas is quietly weird right now, and Liam's back. Amanda says, what about Barry? I think Barry's fine. I'm in Barry myself, and I think Barry's all right. Thank you again from Facebook user. You're very welcome. Let's see here.
It went pretty quick through Hamilton, that's for sure. I just looked outside. Just rain on the ground. Water.
Andrew Cook had a good question. He says, why does my radar not look like the one you're showing? I've paid for the upgraded radar and I only get one frame in good quality, and then it goes pixelated. That means I don't think you actually have the upgraded radar working yet. So what you can do is go to the menu, go to the upgrade radar page, and then click restore and enable purchases, and then restart the app. And some phones has to do that. So other phones, it just automatically works. But if you're still seeing ads and you've upgraded the radar on our app, Instant Weather, then do those steps. So go to the menu, go to upgrade radar, click restore and enable purchases. I think it's a green button, and then restart the app. And then you should have the full upgraded radar animation as well too. So, and to clarify, the sharper radar is actual radar, And then the future radar goes to a slightly lower resolution. As you can see, it switches there. So all of this is the future radar, which is 3 or 4 kilometer resolution. And then the first few frames are going to be past radar, which are like 500 meter, 1 kilometer resolution, and then it switches to that. So that's why there's a difference in the resolution. And there are other apps as well too. What they do, I'm not going to mention who, but what they do is they take past radar, and then for their future radar, they take the past radar and just move it in the direction it's going. So you'll notice like the storms are moving and they're rotating, and all of a sudden they just freeze, and then they just move the way they were going, or whichever way that happens to be. And so there's definitely upsides to that. If a little pop-up storm, it can move it in the right direction, and that might be accurate. The problem is when you're using past radar and just moving it forward, it doesn't show you what the storm's going to do. It doesn't show you if they're going to get stronger. It doesn't show you if they're going to weaken. It doesn't show you if they're going to die off. It doesn't show you if more storms are going to develop. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing to check. But if you notice past radar freezes and then moves into future radar land, it looks sharper, but it's not actually using a high resolution model to resolve what might actually be happening in the future. So that's what we're using. This is a rapidly updating model that works across the Earth and updates every 15 minutes with the latest data. So it's on a supercomputer. It's really intense stuff. So anyways, it's extremely expensive, and that's why we have to charge for the 5-hour version. But I think it's worth it, and I think it's quite excellent. So hopefully that works for you, Andrew. Please let me know if that did work for you. Thank you kindly. Let me just scroll down here. And again, if you haven't, if you're just joining us and you haven't downloaded our free app yet, please do so. It's called Instant Weather. You can go to instantweatherapp.com. Actually, I'll put the link to it here in the comments for everybody that doesn't have it. It's free. My favorite price, $0.00. Thank you so much to all those who have upgraded the radar to get 5 hours of future radar and to remove the ads and to support our team. It all really does make a big difference. So if we didn't have any subscribers on the app, we would not be able to offer it for free. So if you do subscribe, you're allowing everybody else to use the app for free. So thank you so very, very much. I'll put a little arrow and say, download our free app, Instant Weather. Here we go. Janet says, can you tell me about Belleville? Belleville is a wonderful community located north of Lake Ontario. No, sorry. You mean the storms. Okay, let me just double check here. I could see Liam quietly muted and laughing. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate that. Okay, so I always like that random joke of, can you tell me about this area? Yeah, I sure can. It's a wonderful community located on the escarpment. So let's see, Belleville. Yeah, Belleville's good right now. You just
rain.
Just rain. You're fine. Everybody's fine over in Eastern Ontario, from what we can see. Some models actually say that far Eastern Ontario, so kind of like the Ottawa Valley to the east, some models are saying that the storm energy is going to hit a brick wall there. So even if there is any storms, they should be weak. And you know what? It's kind of being reflected on radar here because most of those storms are weak. There are some strong winds on the... no, they're not. Okay, so if we look at King City radar, they're much weaker. So there are some storms moving toward... like the Uxbridge and Peterborough areas and through Fenland Falls and through Kawartha Lakes. And so far, those look like they're gusty. And, there obviously could be some lightning on there as well, too. But nothing is jumping out at us as anything too significant. There is a storm over Lake Simcoe right now, but it looks kind of boring. So that's good. I like boring. Some people hope for crazy weather. I hope for the opposite. I don't want there to be crazy weather. I don't want folks to be affected by severe thunderstorms. So that's where my perspective is. It's kind of unique, but I'm sure it's reflected by many in the community who don't want there to be severe weather either. So, so that's where I get my motivation from. Is I hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and that's what we're doing is watching these storms. So again, that beast of a storm in southwestern Ontario still going strong. What's going on here? Is this all noise, Liam?
Where are you looking?
It's still in between those.
Glencoe?
The Glencoe storm with these, it looks like a crazy rotation. If this rotation signature was right here, we would be very concerned. But it's right in between the storm. That's, again, this is why I love this swiping tool. I can't wait to launch this for everybody. Instant Weather Pro is coming. We use it every single live stream because I want to test it a lot before I put it out. I kind of feel like I always feel like it has to be really, really solid before it goes out, even though we're only going to put it out as a beta test to start out with. But I want it to be super, super solid. I don't want people to, it's, if you're going to disrupt someone's routine, especially somebody who already uses professional radar apps, if you're going to disrupt their routine from what they're already using, it better be pretty solid. So it's not like, oh, great, it's kind of buggy and this and that, So there's still a few things we want to tweak with it, but I mean, we use it on the stream all the time and it seems to be pretty solid. So it's getting better. It's getting there. And side note, it can do this. Oh, fancy. That's right. Fanciness.
I'm going to message.
But it's cool Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to message someone. I just see a chaser that I know in Cayuga right now to see if there's any kind of damage on that.
Okay, appreciate
what
that.
happened.
Awesome.
Mike Ulch, please let me know if my live stream is working.
Whoa. Yeah, Travis's live stream looks pretty wild right now. I'm going to switch over to him here. Let's do that really quick. Oh, there we go. Wait, why did it put that on the screen? Why do you hate me? Oh, there we go. Okay. Here is Travis Farncombe. He is located. Where is he located? He's heading towards Glencoe, and he's got that storm in his sights there. So that's pretty interesting. Let me show you his location here. He's just northeast of Glencoe. He's kind of south of Strathroy, and he is on the Highways and Hailstones app right now as well too. So if you let me just pull up their little banner. There we go. Highwaysandhailstones.com. Their app is free as well too, and it's a really cool place to. Lots of lightning on that. Really cool place for storm spotters to track their progress and blog about what they've done with their photos and their spotter stories and that kind of stuff too. So highwaysandhailstones.com. Travis Farncombe right now live, and he is located heading towards Glencoe. Looks like, he's heading south. I don't know what road he's on. It might be on. I don't think he's on the 401. Does the 401 get down to 2 lanes there? It might. I don't think so. What do you think?
I'm trying to see. He's going right into Glencoe. I'm going to look at my map here. I don't believe so.
I don't think so. I don't see they don't have the highways highlighted on highways.
I'm just going to look on Google Maps here.
Let me see. I think we have the highways highlighted, so I can see exactly where. Let me see. Where's the 401? I think the 401 is south. So he's not on the 401
right
now.
It looks like he's on 10, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. If he's yeah, I think so.
Because the angle he's coming at, he looks like he's on 10.
Or maybe the angle he's on. Yeah, what's it? Maybe Longwoods Road or somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's on that cell right now, which is pretty interesting. So we're gonna see what's happening with him. Hopefully he's staying safe with that storm. It's getting a little rainy where he is right now. Let me just jump in the comments, see what's going on. Nancy says, any Atom team can show the link to give stars. So if you're on our Facebook page, Instant Weather Ontario, then you're able to send stars on our live stream. So also something we heard is if you send the stars through the mobile app, we end up getting less because of Apple taking their cut or Android taking or Google taking their cut. But if you send it through the website, so if you actually load up our Instant Weather Ontario Facebook page through a browser, so through Google Chrome or Safari or Edge, if anybody uses Edge, and like the 4 people that use Edge. If you load it up on there, then I think we actually get 100% of whatever you send. So stars is basically a donation. They allow you to purchase stars for X amount of dollars, and then it works as a donation. So hopefully you're able to do that, Nancy. So go to our Instant Weather Ontario page, and then you should be able to send stars through that. So thank you so much to everybody who is doing that. We sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. Haley says, any concerns for Uxbridge or Port Perry? At this point in time, no. At this point in time, you are gold, but we will see where those storms go. We'll see if they strengthen. The strongest risks at this point in time are going to be in southwestern Ontario and Niagara, and potentially the GTA. Look at the rain on Travis's stream right now. It's like, the crazy thing about cameras, I feel like cameras are so good at looking through the rain, because every time I've been like, it's been a complete, like whiteout for winter, or it's been a complete washout. It's just, you literally can't see in front of you. And then you go back and you look at the video footage and it's like, no, you can see down the road, no problem. So you can barely see down the road on what he's looking at right now, which means from his eyes, he can barely see out the window right now. That's what I'm thinking. Because look how thick it is. It is super thick, which is intense. Which makes me think that our windshield should actually just be giant LED screens, and then we have sweet wide angle cameras that, because they're better than our own eyes. The only problem is like the camera breaks and then your video screen goes down, and then you got to press a button, maybe like remove the screen. I don't know. That's a bit problematic. But anyways, I still feel like they're so much better than our own eyes at looking at storms. So let's see what these storms are doing there. Are storms in what do you seeing?
I just have a notice here. Severe thunderstorm warning ended for Windsor, Leamington, and Essex County. So that is pushed past. There's nothing behind it right now.
Appreciate that. Awesome. Yeah. Much obliged. Let's see here.
What is that?
Oh, look at his stream now. You can barely see. Oh my goodness. All you can see is just like this blur of light coming towards him, and he's hoping that that truck stays. Okay. All right.
Yep.
That's intense, man. Hope he's all right. Okay, so what are you thinking?
I can't can you look at west of St. Catharines, southwest of St. Catharines on Buffalo, and look at like St. Anne's, Bismarck, Winslow. There's a little bit there. I don't know if that's just too centered to be. Yep.
Basically, are you talking south about of Beamsville. St. Anne's? Yeah, I see that little. Yeah, it's. Is there anything on tilt 2?
Tilt 2, I will check.
Let's just see if it has support. You got a storm coming right into you right now. Yeah. By the way.
Nothing on tilt 2. Oh, I got something coming in. Oh wow.
Well, I mean, there's literally a storm coming into Hamilton right now. So
yeah.
Holy, these storms are wild. Oh, it looks like Travis lost his stream there. Oh, he's kind of back. He's back. He's not.
It's really tough live streaming as a chaser because the data is like so spotty in areas.
You got to get one of those those. I actually got for the house because I'm always concerned like maybe one day Rogers will go down during a stream or something like that. So I ended up switching to Telus for my phone. But the Telus signal here is brutal because it's over at like the RVH, which is quite a distance. So I actually got a cell phone extender, which is, and I mounted it up on like somewhere up on the hat, and then like giant cable comes down to here. And so I've never had to use it yet, but it took me from like 56K modem speeds down here to like, I don't know, 30 megabits up, which was amazing. So I always feel like I need redundancy. I need backup. So if there's ever a crazy outage, then the live stream might go down for a few minutes, but I'll be able to come back in just a few minutes once I crank that on and switch to that signal. So I'm going to switch over to radar here because he's starting to lose his signal there. It's pretty brutal conditions. Hopefully he's staying safe. Look at this storm. It's got that is this an M? Yeah, it's got a bow, it's got a head on it. Almost has that bookend vortex look to it, but I'm not seeing that rotation. If this was anywhere near, it's doing it again. It's been doing it the entire time. What a weird signal from these storms. I mean, if that rotation signature was right on the storm,
right by Glencoe too.
I love doing this swipe over. I know. Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
It does it as well.
Yeah,
like the
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me see if I have the latest frame. I might not. Gotta add live mode to this, so just auto updates. That'd be sweet. We also have to do that to the app as well too. The app does not update the radar unless you leave the radar and you come back. So just a heads up. If you want the latest radar frame, and it's the St. Thomas cell as well too. If you want the latest radar frame, then it's good to leave the radar, go back to the home page, come back to the radar, and then you'll have the latest radar frames. That storm's pretty strong down by Otterville, going into Delhi. There's some strong winds on that and some hail as well too. There's so much I gotta check here. Give me 1 second. I gotta check through all of this. So many alerts. Whoa. If anybody out there feels like you get too many notifications during the day, just think about me. I get more than you. I guarantee it. Once in a while, I get in my ear, I get Travis's audio.
Oh, I hear it too.
just went to total insane rain. Oh my goodness. And I have to keep muting it. Actually, that's what happened when we started the stream. I was like, where's this music coming from? I thought it was actually playing through the stream. I'm like, nah, what's this music? And then I realized it was Travis's stream here. So yeah, and then he lost signal again. So yeah, all these signatures are concerning. But then again, I love this swipe tool, because if I just had the side by side, we do have the side by side too. You might not realize that you might think it's actually perfectly associated inside of that storm, but the swipe tells the story. It says nope. Okay, so let me oh, there's more storms coming back here north of Sarnia. I don't think they looked intense when I checked them. No, they're pretty weak. All right, well, we're at an hour and a half into our 75-hour live stream. That's gonna last until Thursday. No, that's not right.
Oh wow, Glencoe. I got a really cool picture here.
Yeah,
that's really neat. I'll full screen it there.
Just cut his audio again. I gotta turn this down. It's driving me nuts. Oh, you know what? I can turn it way down. I didn't know to do that before. I've had it blast in my ear every time. Oh, let me throw it full screen. Whoa. Where was that from? Glencoe?
This is Glencoe from Shane. I'm not going to butcher the last name.
What's his... yeah, definitely share that link on the in the comments there. Pretty please. Look on the left side at the bottom of the shelf.
Yep, this here. You see in the...
Yeah, it's almost like stuff's getting kicked up there. Yeah. I don't think it's... I think it's just from the shelf. Yeah, it's just from the shelf. There's quite a lowering on the far right there, though, as well. So, I mean, it's
rain wrap too. You can't see.
Yeah, it's being obscured
here. Yeah.
But what I mean, like, if we're getting into education time, Liam, want to highlight the shelf cloud for everybody? Giant shelf cloud. What you see there is what we consider a big shelf cloud. And then at the very bottom, the dark part, we consider it the base. On the right, you kind of see a little bit of green, which is probably a hail risk. Usually green means hail, but it could also mean tornado. But, you know, most of the time it means hail. And then, yeah, and then you can see the core on the right starting to get really fuzzy, really gray. And that would be the core there. But yeah, the front of that's really kicking up some dirt.
You got all the dirt here. Yeah. Interesting.
Delhi is interesting. I'm gonna flip back here 1 second.
Yep.
I just want to go to the I want to go to the Delhi storm, because what's going on here? That's in an interesting spot. It's weak.
Is it right on the? Is it
it's
on?
Right on. Okay. Oh, but it's from King City. Oh, but Delhi is Rattlesnake Harbor. What are we dealing here? 92 kilometers an hour. Likely some damaging wind gusts moving into Delhi right now. If you're in the Delhi area, if you're in Gilbertville, Atherton, Nixon, Powell's Corner, Rattlesnake Harbor. Strong wind gusts moving into that area right now. So that is pretty intense. You can't see anything on Travis's stream right now. I got to go back to it right now. This is ridiculous. You can't see a thing. Look at this. Oh man,
that reminds me of up in Chatsworth. That's what this reminds me of coming through.
Oh, just completely obscured. Yeah,
yep, it was horrible. We had to pull over. He's pulled over too.
He's pulled over. Yeah, and his stream just cut, which means it was like trying to pull in signal. The rain is so heavy that he's losing signal right now. Yeah, he had to pull over. It's so intense. That's wild. Hope he's staying safe there. And that's Travis on Highways and Hailstones there. Thank you, Travis. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. I was just reading something from the chat. Just Cole had a little report there. If you want to take a look at the Canada weather chat.
Yeah. Let's see here. Tons of damage reports on Twitter from Chatham. Traffic lights and branches down. Also report of flashes. Okay. Thank you, Cole. Appreciate that. Yeah, look at the signature though on this. Addercliff Station, Wellandport, Forks Road, Elko, Warner. Those storms are, I believe that was the storm. Was that? Where did that come from? That was storm from the west, right? That was the Cayuga storm. It's pretty strong wind gusts. I hope this is noise here because we've got two bins here that are 142.56 kilometers, but that was probably noise. But it looks like really strong winds into Grimsby right now. How's your Hamilton storm going?
Just a lot of rain right now. It's you can tell that there's like zero wind because the rain is just dropping straight down. There's no real wind on this storm. So lucky.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean it looks weak on it looks pretty weak on radar, so that's good. Good for those in Hamilton. Let me just take a peek around. Yeah, some pretty strong winds on that storm and moving into the Niagara region for sure. And like you saw in that picture, it was like kicking up dirt and dust and going to town. I just want to take a look again at our folks in Eastern Ontario. I know they're wondering what's going on. Not seeing anything spectacular, which is great. Just a lot of rain. There's definitely a flood risk out east, but the main risk seems to be these big nasty storms in southwestern Ontario. That Delhi signature still kind of going, but again from King, not from Exeter. So Exeter is a little bit closer, but yeah, Delhi potentially damaging winds, and Addercliff, Forks Road, Wellandport, Oswego Park, Moulton Station, Winslow, Bismarck, Warner, that whole area. This is very strong winds. And let's take a look at the actual storm here. Yeah, on the backside though, but this whole storm is very strong. Let's go take a look at Buffalo here real quickly and see what Buffalo's picking up. Buffalo's not as strong, which is good. So it's stronger from Exeter, but not as strong from Buffalo. Let me go take a look from Cleveland. Got to poke around at all the different radars. What's Cleveland picking up on here? Some hail east of St. Thomas for one. Let's see.
The hail north of Glencoe apparently. I don't know if this was a Twitter report. Someone posted a radar screenshot, but said up to 2.5 centimeter in diameter. But that looks
that's like probably from a swath. Yeah, probably from radar derived data. I don't think that's a actual stone report, or we would actually have a
picture. Yeah,
and actually, a picture. Interesting. I just saw that. Somebody retweeted that Mark Robinson, the two storms are interacting with each other, and there's quite a lowering, but I think it was maybe just a rain core.
Yeah, I see that too.
Facebook user says large hail in Glencoe. I don't know. Is it actually? Can you let us know if is that you've actually seen the large hail, or is that are you just getting it from radar data? Pretty please let us know. Crash that. I'm just gonna flip back to radar.
Does that sometimes?
I think I've overwhelmed it. Yeah,
that's why we need the beta test.
Beta test. That's right. You got a beta tester. Yeah, usually just restart and she's good. Yeah, she's back. Okay, cool. So 1 second here. It happens. I've been working it pretty good. Okay.
14,000 without power in Chatham, by the way.
14,000 out of power in Chatham?
Yep.
Whoa.
That was a report from our chat.
Oh, Lindsay posted that. Thank you, Lindsay. Appreciate that. Yeah, 14,000 without power in Chatham from that storm. That is a nasty storm. I wonder if it's weakening a bit. I think it is. It's definitely not as strong as it once was, which is good. But these storms over to the east are definitely strong. So that storm moving towards Welland and the storm moving through Delhi right now, those two storms are pretty strong, I would say. Let's see if we get another frame. Yeah, we have the latest frame, I believe. Yeah, so that storm continues strong towards Nixon, towards Simcoe. If you're in Simcoe, and not Simcoe County, but Simcoe the town, which is just north of Port Dover, northwest of Port Dover. If you're in those areas, this storm continues strong. Boyle, winds of potentially 92 kilometers an hour from radar, which might be hopefully weaker at the surface, but those two pockets are very strong winds right there. Excuse me. So here is your storms at the moment. Quite a cluster of storms. The future models nailed this one as far as seeing storm development north of Lake Erie. That's for sure.
In 1 kilometer, turn left.
And it's what, 20 after 2? We're just kind of getting into prime time as far as when the model said the storms would be getting going. So, sounds good. Oh, I still have the Highways and Hailstones banner up. Hey, why not? Let's go back to Travis's stream. I still have his banner up. Might as well go to his stream. Let me do that right now. He has rain. A lot of rain. Oh, and there goes the stream.
You
Loading
pull it up
again.
You pull it up and
you pull it up and it. Yeah, he's struggling with internet connection there, but where is he? I don't even know. Probably still in that same area. He is west of St. Thomas. He's near Iona Station. Iona Station, west of Port Stanley. And he's starting to come into the clearing a little bit. But yeah, it's he's dealing with some pretty brutal coverage as far as cell phones are concerned. And it could also be the storm that's affecting his connection there. So yes. Oh, and his stream just completely went off. So, okay, let's go back to, I wanted to make sure we had the latest radar data on our app so we can take a look at what future radar is expecting as it continues to update. Looks like there's a storm maybe heading towards the Ottawa area, but I know there's a lot of folks in Ottawa that are, again, dealing with storm anxiety from the 21st of May, but it doesn't look like that storm is anywhere close to as strong as the derecho. In fact, none of today has been anywhere close to as strong. Although the storm that came off of Lake St. Clair looked pretty darn strong. It certainly did. But currently it is not as strong, which is good. Let's see here. Let me just pull that off. Again, if you have not downloaded our app yet, this is it. You're looking at it right now on the stream. I'm trying to cover the whole area. We've got Ottawa and Cornwall at the top right. We've got Detroit at the bottom left. This is Google Maps. So if you're in Windsor, please don't get upset with us because Google Maps likes to put Detroit on top of Windsor. They go entirely based on population. The good news is, if you look at a map, even if from like space, it still shows Detroit. So at least you have a perfect little marker that shows you where Windsor is, which is nice. So instead of being mad that Detroit's on the map instead of Windsor, you should be happy that you actually have somewhere to figure out where you are. Like I can figure out where Barrie is from space because I can see Lake Simcoe, and then you have like Toronto, Ottawa, and Detroit. Like that's basically what you see on the Southern Ontario map. So yeah, so I would definitely be happy that you have a location that always tells you exactly where you are. So yeah, that's let's think about the silver lining as opposed to how come it says Detroit and it doesn't say Windsor. And that's my little piece about that. Here is the future. Is this exactly how the future is going to play out? I don't know, but it's possible. Again, the future radar on our app updates quite often. So check back and see if it's changed, see if it's updated. Again, a huge thank you to those who have upgraded the radar. You go to the menu at the top left, you click upgrade radar, and then you can remove ads and you can extend the radar to 5 hours, which is what you're seeing here. The version that we're using is the $13 a year version, so a little bit more than $1 a month, and that gives you 15-minute intervals. So that's what you see on here. That's the top subscription option. And I think that top subscription option will be surpassed as the top option by our Instant Weather Pro. So we're going to try to put it in our existing app and make it an upgrade tier. So that is the plan. Is that how it's going to work perfectly? I'm not sure, but we're going to try it. We're going to give it a shot and it should work. But we're also going to launch the website version of it. And we still have to launch the website version of Instant Weather of the main app itself too. So maybe we'll do that all in one shot. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, so that's pretty exciting. Lots of development. We've been working super hard on all this development. It is all winter, and yeah, and there's a lot going on. So Alan says it's really bad in St. Catharines now. Can you define really bad? Like, are trees coming down, or is it just like super intense rain and really windy? So please clarify that. That would be awesome. But yeah, it does look pretty intense out there. So let me flip over to Raw Radar. Again, this is our Instant Weather Pro product that we have not launched yet, but we will. It is in the plans. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, it looks pretty strong. St. Catharines doesn't look super crazy. I mean, the rain is definitely intense. Let me check from King City. That might give us a better perspective. It looks like yeah, it looks like could be some gusty winds in there. Nothing too super duper crazy. I think it's certainly stronger heading towards Port Colborne right now. So that storm looks intense, but it doesn't look too wild. But heading towards, we have Boyle, Fenwick, Chantler, Beckett's Bridge, Welland, Pelham Corners, Dane City, Chambers Corners, all of like this area right here. We're talking about radars picking up a 93.6 kilometer wind. So those are likely up off the surface. Actually, radar in St. Catharines from King City is talking about 70 kilometer winds. So I'm sure that feels pretty intense if you're underneath it right now. But just because it feels severe doesn't necessarily mean it's reaching severe criteria. So severe criteria is, 90 kilometers or above. So basically, if trees aren't falling down, if hail isn't denting your car or shredding bushes and plants, if there isn't flooding, and if there isn't a tornado, then the storm is likely sub-severe, which means below severe criteria. However, if it's just below severe criteria, it can feel, you're like, okay, the lightning's crazy, the storm is insane, the winds are blowing, the trees are bending. It can feel crazy, but if trees aren't coming down, it's probably sub-severe, usually. Let's see here. Irene says, hi, Adam. Will a storm hit Barrie around 6 p.m. tonight? I don't think so. Based on future radar, it says Barrie, after what passes now, it says Barrie's pretty much in the clear. Yeah, so some storms over Lake Simcoe right now. There might be a little bit more of a hint of rain, but I think Barrie's probably good. I think so. Flying from Barrie to Windsor. Windsor might have some storms. Yeah, the Windsor part of that trip might be not the greatest. Flying from Barrie to Windsor? How long does that take? Like half an hour? That must be a really short flight.
Yeah.
Not even?
Yeah. While you're in the air, probably less than half an hour.
So you're in the air for like 20 minutes, but you have like an hour and you're like at the airport like 2 hours before, and then you're like delayed at so the whole experience is like probably still less than the 6-hour drive, I think, from Barrie to Windsor, or 5-hour drive, whatever it is. So 5 or 6, I don't know.
I can't tell. Look at the storm on Glencoe, the way it's kind of like bowing, but you see that bow backwards there? It's not crazy strong, but it looks like it looks cool the way the structure is on that, eh?
On Glencoe? Let me see here.
See how it kind of bows back to Aberfeldy? I might.
Oh, it's got that kind of bookend? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully nothing on velocity, but yeah, it does have, when you have a bookend vortex, many love that song for some reason. I don't know why. But
the core on
that vortex has that kind of, sorry?
The core in the middle of that too looks like maybe some good hail by Iona Station.
Oh yeah, right where, can you check on Travis's stream? I muted it. Oh, he's not live right now. Okay. I muted it because it kept popping up and destroying my eardrums because I have the audio turned quite loud, but
Mark is just west of that, or just east of that. Sorry, yeah, he's just east of that cell, so he'll be on that.
Emma says, "Will Peterborough be affected? Peterborough might see some storms. It's a bit questionable if you're going to see severe weather over there. I think the majority of the severe weather should be down here near Lake Erie, but it is not entirely out of the question that there could be some severe weather north of Lake Ontario, but we'll watch it carefully to see how it does develop." Liam, I saw your question there. Yeah, go for it. Give her.
Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go grab some food.
Grab some food. Get your fiddle energy ready, because there might be some fiddling.
Sounds good.
And we have to figure out a way to like live stream jam. Be crazy. The only way to do it's like the way that remember when Chris was up in the space shuttle?
Yep.
Or he was up in the ISS, right? And then he like jammed with the Bare Naked Ladies. The only way that works is if he's on a click track and he starts it. You know what I mean? Whoever like is leading has to start on a click track, but then he can't hear the band, right?
Yep.
He cannot hear the band, so he can only. So basically, if it was like I started and I'm on click, maybe not even click track. If I started and you could just hear me, right? But then we have to take your audio and put that back in the stream and not show my audio. That's the only way it would be sick. Sounds horribly problematic. Yeah, it sounds brutal. We'll just have to get together and have a jam session. That'd be fun.
In person when I'm up in Barrie one day. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be chase up to Barrie and then we'll have a jam. It'll be awesome. So sweet. Awesome. Cool, man. All right, go get some food. We'll talk to you in a bit. Thank you, Liam. Everybody say thank you, Liam. We'll see you soon. Awesome. Appreciate all your help. It's great. Sweet. Okay, so let's see here. What does red mean? Says Jeff. It means heavy rain. So heavy torrential rain. Red is heavy and torrential. Yellow is moderate. Green is lighter rain, and then blue is the lightest. And then purple is going to be hail. So yeah, for sure. Nasty and Simcoe, lots of hail, says April. Yeah, it doesn't look nice on radar at all, for sure. So nonstop thunder in Niagara Falls, says Facebook user. Starting to get windy in St. Catharines, says Heather. Thank you so much. Shelby says, bye, Liam. Karen says, thank you. Schools are done in 20 minutes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, school's out pretty soon. Hannah says, is Hamilton going to be affected by the storms? Hamilton just got a storm, but Liam's in Hamilton. He said it wasn't too bad. Is there going to be another one? That's a good question. I don't know. Let's go take a look at future radar. Maybe. You might have another storm. Hamilton could see another storm after this one, but we'll see. Just based on future radar here. Jeff says, okay, so are we just getting rain? Jeff, I have no idea where you are, but if you let me know, I can try my best to answer. Let's see here. Dylan says, hydro out for half of Chatham, branches down, streets flooded. Eek, that's not good. Michelle says, what about Amherstburg? Yeah, Amherstburg could see another round of storms based on future radar. Like if you watch right now, like you can see the time above my head and you can see Amherstburg potentially getting storms around maybe 4-ish. So there is potential for more storms in that area. Chris says, trees and light poles down in Windsor. See my Facebook. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Appreciate the report. Looks like you have a nice guitar there. Jennifer says, hi, Adam. Any more thunderstorms for Lindsay, Ontario? Yes, it's possible. But so far, what I've been seeing on radar is the storms over there have been weaker thus far, which is good. Welland looks really strong right now. If you're in Welland, the winds look intense. Just trying to peek around and see that. I think that whole area is under a severe severe thunderstorm warning. Basically everywhere north of Lake Erie is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now, except for Essex County. Excuse me. The storms to the east are under severe thunderstorm watch, but they're not that strong. So we can go take a look at that as well, too. Tiffany says, hi, Adam. Hope you're having a good day today. It's going okay. I'm running on steam. I was up all night watching the storms. I fell asleep, and then I had a dream that, like, you know, I totally missed a tornado or something. Woke up, checked radar, went, okay, whew, it's not so bad. And then I fell asleep again, and then had a dream about a funnel cloud being reported, and I woke up, and then it's hard to sleep when in my dreams are just horrifying nightmares of missing important severe weather. So, yeah, so I had a brutal sleep. So I'm running on empty, but there's always coffee. Fantastic. That's great. That might solve everything for me. Let's see here. Sophia says, anything scary for Dunrobin? It got very dark and the wind stopped weird. Yeah, those storms don't look that strong. So let's go here. I'll go back to raw radar. We'll take a peek around the area and we'll see if we'll go take a look at those storms in the east. I want to make sure we're watching them all. So this, again, if you don't have our app, please download it. It's called Instant Weather. You can go to instantweatherapp.com. It's free. You do have the option to upgrade radar and remove ads for as little as 50 cents per month or $6 per year. And a huge thank you to those who have done that. A huge thank you to those who have upgraded to the $13 a year version where you get 15-minute intervals on future radar. All of that really does make a huge difference. It really does help us. It helps us pay for this extremely expensive radar data that we're purchasing. It is expensive. But anyways, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Just wanted to get that little plug in there. Tiffany says, I have the app. Love it. Thank you so much, Tiffany. If you do have our app, please let those in our community know if you like it or not. We're good with both. Transparency is good. But let us know if you have the app, what you like about it, Has it notified you in advance of strong storms? Do you like the speed the notifications come in? Do you like the accuracy of the forecast and of the future radar and all of that stuff? Go into some details. Please let us know how you're enjoying the app, and hopefully others can read that and be like, maybe I should potentially download that app. Potentially. You know what? I'll put a link to it here in the comments as well, too. Download our free app at instantweather.ca/app. Michelle says something, but I couldn't get to it. Hold on. Where'd it go? 1 second here. Alan says, what's the $25 a year version? There's no $25 a year version, so you might be on the wrong app. Our maximum subscription is $13 a year. So, yeah, you might be on the wrong app. I'll show you know what, I'm literally using, I was about to pick up my phone and show you the app. I'm literally using the app right now behind my head to do the radar. So watch, I'll hit pause on the radar and I'll show you what the app looks like on my iPad. Okay, let me just switch to this view. There, that's the app. I'm literally using the app. So pro tip, if you touch the instant weather thing at the very top of the app, it takes you back to the home page. Ah, fancy. There you go. So I'm in Barrie. Here is the app. So if it looks like this, that's the right one. If it doesn't look like this, you've downloaded the wrong app. We're live streaming. I sent out that notification to everybody. I also put, did I spell Wednesday right? The more I look at the word Wednesday, the more I feel like I spelt it wrong. Wednesday. Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday. That's right. I think that's right. The more I look at it, I feel like it's wrong. Anyways, so posted the severe thunderstorm risk, put that on the app. I put that we're live streaming on the app as well too. We send out those notifications. We send out notifications for rotating thunderstorms, for damaging wind gusts, for severe thunderstorm potential. We try to send those out in advance so you have some time to prepare. So it's not like, you get an alert and the storm's there. That's not helpful. It's helpful when you get it in advance. So we try to send out our own instant updates for severe weather, and I hope that is helpful. Let us know if those have been helpful as well too. And let us know what you think. Taylor says, I have the app too. Love it. Always get notifications way faster than some other app that I'm not going to mention. We're not here to tear down anybody else. You know what I actually recommend, and I always do, is I always recommend to use more than one app. There's a lot of folks that say, I only use your app. That's it. I don't use any other apps. And that's awesome, and it's flattering, and we appreciate it. But no app is perfect. Our app's not perfect. The big apps out there, they're not perfect. Environment Canada has an app as well too. It's not perfect. No one system is perfect. That's why we recommend having multiple systems. So it's good to have multiple apps. I mean, it could feel a little spammy sometimes when you're getting the same alerts over and over again. And if you get them from us faster, then you might be like, I'll just use that one. So I can appreciate that. But Aaron says, I'm so ready for Pro. Well, here it is. There's a lot to talk about with Pro. I have like a huge list. I'm going to do a huge live stream where we talk about all the different features of Instant Weather Pro, which is what you're looking at right here. I'm so excited to launch this to everybody. It's going to be awesome. This storm over St. Thomas looks crazy. There is definitely some flood risk with this storm because there is just so much precipitation right now. It is ridiculous. Look at the precipitation on radar. This is just a lot of red. Oh my goodness. Niagara Falls looks pretty strong. Yeah, now St. Catharines is starting to see some strong winds, and Niagara Falls. Let me switch to the Buffalo radar here. Oh, right during a live stream. Painful. 1 second. I think I'm overwhelming it right now. Although I think Liam may have by accident shown the link to it. So it's possible that too many people are using it right now. But let me just refresh that. Give me 1 second here. Oh, I could have hit Control R. Oh, well, there's that. I could have just done that. All right, fine. Control R, and we're back. Okay. We need to make some tweaks to US radar. Every time that I've crashed this so far is when I went to US radar. So there's a few things we have to tweak about US radar that does get a little bit problematic with the app. With Instant Weather Pro, not with our Instant Weather app, with Instant Weather Pro. Again, it's not even out yet. We're still beta testing it. So, yeah, that storm is pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get it to crash again. Come on, Buffalo, you can do it. work this time. Okay. Got to make some tweaks to the US radar, but we should be able to solve that here. So yeah, still it doesn't look as strong from Buffalo. It looks reasonable. It's not too crazy. But if we go from the Exeter radar station, then there's some, I mean, up high, there's some pretty strong wind values here going through Niagara Falls. So, but they're not being shown by Buffalo. So it is possible that they're not necessarily as strong as we're seeing. Oh, maybe if we go to King City, that might show us. Oh, okay. I was already there before. Pardon me swooping around on radar. I look at it very, very quickly and move very fast. And often it can probably be disorientating for many on the stream. I'm sorry. I just want to show you what I'm looking at, and I move fast. So, whoa, some pretty interesting photos occurring on the Twittersphere there. Interesting. I should also go see. Oh, I have to go bring up our. I most definitely have to bring up our storm reporting group because there's so many reports on there as well too. So I need to bring that up for sure. There's probably some incredible reports that I haven't even seen yet. So I did want to go take a look in the east. Let's go see what's happening. What is happening? There's a storm moving into Ottawa. I know there's a lot of folks in Ottawa wondering, is this storm intense? Is it crazy? It looks pretty boring. So there is some flood risk with it. The winds look weak, thankfully. I mean, it's going to feel windy, but this is nowhere close to the 21st of May. This is quite weak. I don't even think these are under a severe thunderstorm warning. They are not. So there's no severe thunderstorm warning for the Ottawa Valley or for these storms in Eastern Ontario. They are definitely on the weak side of things. It's just a lot of heavy rain. There could be some flooding. There could be some pooling, but you're not looking too bad right now if you're over there. Let's go take a look at the folks in Lindsay and the folks in Uxbridge. I know they're all concerned because of what happened. Something to know about radar, about Canadian radar, is you have a lot of noise. You see all this? This might look like rotation, but when you look at velocity, wind radar, but this is all just noise. This is just a big, messy bunch of noisy garbage that is, you have to like look through the noise. You must look past the noise. Read between the lines. Read between the noise. So there's a tiny little storm near Mount Albert, and it might head over to Uxbridge, but it's just a tiny little guy. It doesn't look strong right now. You might see some non-severe storms over there. There's another little isolated cell down here near Georgetown heading into the GTA. These might strengthen as the day goes on. We're starting to get into the later we get into the day, the stronger potentially this environment can become. So yeah, so we're gonna be watching this very, very closely. Let's see here. Yeah, but these storms down by Lake Erie right now, they're intense. They're all under a severe thunderstorm warning. Pretty much all of them. The Hamilton storm is not. It's just rain. But the St. Thomas storm is under severe thunderstorm warning. And some of the main risks here are flooding. There's definitely a flood risk with these. There's some strong signatures by Erie, Sandusky, kind of going through that Hagersville area again that already got hit from before. So yeah, that storm looks interesting, huh? This Erie storm looks a little eerie. That's right. These are the jokes, folks. It's terrible. It does look a little bit eerie though. So what's going on? Let me just go to tilt 2. So strong winds heading into Erie, into Sandusky, Cheapside, Selkirk, Fisherville, Balmoral, Gill, Nell's Corners, Fisherville, I think I already mentioned. Yeah, that storm is pretty strong. So damaging wind potential with this one. This could be just noise here, but if you back out and you look at that storm, it certainly pops out on velocity here. It looks quite strong. So let me just back out here again. 1 second here. Yeah, it certainly pops out compared to some of these other storms here, I would say, with some strong values. Okay, so that was a look around the region. So far, nothing too crazy. Some severe storms for sure are happening north of Lake Erie. The other storms are not as severe at this point in time, which is good news. Could they increase in strength and intensity? Yes. But right now, no. So we'll keep watching them as closely as we possibly can. Let me bring up the whole region radar here, so you can see the whole region at this point in time. Again, the Ottawa storm is non-severe. It's there could be lightning, there could be some isolated flooding. So maybe the flooding side of things is severe. Lightning is always severe, but you do not. We were talking on Ontario storm reports this morning about this. Just because there's lightning doesn't mean there's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning. That's just not how it works. If there was a severe thunderstorm warning on every single lightning strike, then pretty much everybody would turn off, alerts. So this is like too much. Like there is so many storms that are non-severe, so many lightning storms that are non-severe. Lightning, always dangerous, but is that lightning storm going to take down trees? Is it going to flood significantly? Is it going to dent your car with hail? Is it going to produce a tornado? Usually, no. So there's that. Yeah. So that's basically why you would see a severe thunderstorm warning, right? You would have that when there's going to be actually severe thunderstorms. So you don't get a severe thunderstorm for every lightning storm. You only get them when Environment Canada believes that there is a risk for severe thresholds to be met. Those thresholds are 90-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts, which can take down trees, or higher. Again, large damaging hail, significant flooding, and potentially a tornado. So that's when you would see a severe thunderstorm warning. I hope that makes sense. Alex says, any rotation in Aylmer or St. Thomas is getting intense. There's hints of rotation, but there's nothing that's really locked in with a particular cell. So I'm watching that very, very carefully. But there's nothing that's locked in specifically screaming to me that's saying strong rotation, post about strong rotation. Nothing is really jumping out at me as something that is substantial that we really need to post about and mention. But yeah, those storms down in Port Stanley, Dexter, Port Bruce, Luton, Aylmer, those storms are strong. Don't get me wrong, those storms are pretty strong. There's some strong wind gusts on there for sure. So, I'm sure it feels pretty intense down there right now, but it's not jumping out at me as, something super, like I'm not going to post tornado potential on those right now. Anything is possible because you can have land spout tornadoes, even when you don't see rotation on radar. But again, nothing is really totally jumping out to me right now on those storms that says anything is too significant. So, yeah. So that's just what it is right now. Give me 1 second here. Okay. One second. I just want to check a few things. I do want to go check our reporting group as well. I want to see what's happening over there. Let's go take a peek at Ontario Storm Reports. If you have not joined, if you are on Facebook and you have not joined our reporting group yet, please do. Please do. Heather says, why is London in a warning? Probably because Environment Canada doesn't use storm-based warnings still. They're working on them. I actually had a meeting with two members of the Environment Canada team earlier this year, and we had quite a lengthy discussion, and I'm very excited to know that they are working on storm-based warnings, which is fantastic. Right now, we have county-based warnings. So, I always use this example, but during the Barrie tornado of 2021, Barrie's under tornado warning, but everyone in Collingwood is like taking shelter, assuming that Collingwood's going to get a tornado. The storm is like 55 kilometers southeast of Collingwood. There's no risk for Collingwood, zero. Yet everyone in Collingwood gets the same tornado warning that Barrie does. So this is why storm-based warnings are critical. Critical. Yeah. So anyways, that might be the case why London currently has. Let me just double check. That might be why London. Yeah, London is in the severe thunderstorm warning right now, but the majority of the storms are south of London. So that's why you have a severe thunderstorm warning, because you are in that giant county-based warning cluster that obviously includes London. So right now, London's okay. There's some lightning risk there. Lightning can jump from a storm. Lightning doesn't necessarily stay right with a storm. Lightning can jump quite a distance from a storm. So that's something to consider. Yeah, I'm just taking a look. There is maybe some rotation south of Hagersville, but I don't know. It kind of looks messy. It looks a bit messy. Let me see here. I think the Exeter station is a little bit closer to it. Definitely some strong winds going through Erie. If you're in the Erie area, please let me know what you're experiencing. Amanda says, Ottawa's getting dark. Ottawa's good. You're fine. You're going to see some rain. You might see some lightning. There could be a little bit of isolated flooding, especially in a big city where it's just a concrete jungle. You can have this pooling. You can have some flooding. But ultimately, that storm looks non-severe at this point in time. So you're going to see a storm, but it's generally non-severe. Justin SSS on Twitch. By the way, we're on Twitch. Instant weather on Twitch. If you're on the Twitchies, that's not a thing. We have a lot of lightning and thunder in Niagara Falls currently, but the rain isn't too heavy in my area. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Look, it's B. Hey, how you doing? Fort Erie is still heavy rain and loud thunder. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Amanda says thank you. You're welcome. Or thanks. Derek says 28 millimeters per hour from his Tempest weather station in Ottawa. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's coming down. It's, again, heavy rain, maybe some flooding risk, but we're not expecting, damaging wind gusts from that storm. It's going to feel windy. It's going to feel windy. When you have any storm that comes through with torrential rain, when you have the slightest wind gust, it's going to feel like, wow, the storm's really intense. It's really windy. But what we're talking about is when we're dealing with really, really intense wind. Oh, Darren mentioned this. Did I get distracted? I probably did. Darren says the group is called Ontario Storm Reports. That's right. We should go take a look. I'm going to go take a look right now. Okay. If you're on the Book of Faces, I'll just say Facebook. If you're on Facebook, please join our new report group called facebook.com/groups/Ontario Storm Reports. There we go. Say new. We started it last summer, and it grew to. Has it hit 100,000 people yet? It's like 95,000 last time I checked, but it's probably higher now. It is growing ridiculously fast. Jody says, just received an IW notification. Severe thunderstorm warning in London has ended. Still thundering, no dark rain. Thank you for that. Appreciate that update. Let me just clarify that, but I think that's probably, it's funny. It's funny. I get the notifications about stuff ending, and then on some of the different products and different services I'm using, it's just still there. Let me just double check. Just want to double check. London. Only severe thunderstorm watch. That's right. So the London area, that severe thunderstorm warning has ended for London. Seen some really strong winds and hail risk going into Port Burwell. So Mount Salem heading towards Port Burwell. That looks pretty intense for sure. Definitely some risk of hail there. So give me just a sec. I want to do a few things here in the background, and then I will take us over to the Ontario Storm Reports group so we can take a look at a few different reports that the community has sent in. I'm sure there's a billion that I haven't even seen yet, so I'm going to go and check that. But give me just a moment. I just want to see one thing. I see what's happening here. Okay. All right. 1 second. Thank you again for everybody for joining us on the stream. I'm trying my best to continue to talk for the next 9 hours as we stream. We might stream till maybe 5 or 6 o'clock. I think the storms should eventually taper off. I think I need coffee desperately. That's good. That's fantastic. Okay, so give me just a moment. I just have to do some stuff in the background here, check a few things, and then we will go and take a look at that. And we will go take a look at the reporting group. Okay, so 1 second here. Okay. Liam's talking about east of Jarvis. Yeah, I was watching that. I was watching that. Give me 1 second here. I want to see if it's updated at all. Probably has. Interesting. Yeah, still really strong. Still seeing some really strong wind values near Froggatt's Corners, near Vienna, north of Port Burwell, Stratfordville, King Lake, Frogmore, Fairground, Hemlock, heading in that direction. There's some strong wind signatures in that area, and there's also strong wind signatures near Fisherville, Kohler, heading. This is south of Cayuga, heading southeast towards Lake Erie. Looks like strong winds, but maybe we're seeing some rotation from a different storm. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It looks like noise again. It's kind of noisy. I don't think that's necessarily tornadic rotation. It looks kind of noisy. You can't see what I'm looking at, but I'm watching it closely here. So I do want to go and take a look at the report group as well. Let me go take a peek, make sure that is loaded up. I want to see all your wonderful reports. I've been busy watching radar, so I haven't seen all of them, but there's some crazy looking reports here. So let's go take a look at that really quick here. Okay, so this is the let me bring up the banner too, because this is Ontario Storm Reports. Walking with Heather on YouTube says, what's worse, the red or the yellow? Red is worse. Red is just heavier rain is what it means, basically. Power flickering in Tilsonburg, says Facebook user. Thank you very much for the report. I think we're actually live right now on Ontario Storm Reports. So we're going to go take a look at Ontario Storm Reports. That's what we're looking at right now. So let me just jump back to that. There we go. Okay, so this is Graham Felding. Took this last night in Whitefish. Wow, what a shot. That is a ridiculous shot. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's amazing. There's the live stream. Well, that's kind of meta. It says 52 people are watching on the group, yet I see on our side of things that there's more than 1,000 folks watching right now. So that's exciting. So thank you very much, everybody, from all the different pages for watching. Just scrolling here. Oh, whoa, look at this damage from Chatham. Holy moly. This is can't pronounce Barlow. I can't pronounce the name, but I can pronounce the Jan part. But thank you very much for sharing this report. Supposedly this report is from Chatham. Wow. I don't know who took the photo originally, but please, if you post a photo that you didn't take, please give credit. This looks like it's a screenshot. So if this was your photo, then that's cool. But if you post a photo that someone else took, please give credit for it. But holy moly, look at that damage. My goodness. I hope everybody's okay. That is brutal. Tina says, downpouring just started in Stittsville, Ontario. Just saw lightning strike. That was 16 minutes ago. Thank you. This was St. Thomas with strong winds moving through and torrential rain. And that was posted by Holly Bishop. Thank you so much. Appreciate the report. Again, if you're on Facebook, join our Ontario Storm Reports group. There is about 100,000 of your fellow community members on there. Let's see how many are on there now. What's the number? What has it? 95. So 95.1 thousand folks on there. So please join, share your reports. You get to, the nice thing is your reports go out to the entire community immediately. We want to remove that friction. We think it's really important. Yeah. So that is pretty critical. Yeah. So let's see here. That is Amanda with trees down in Chatham. Thank you for the report, Amanda. Hopefully not too much damage there. Looks like they might have fallen in the least damaging way possible. So that looks good. Hopefully there's not too much damage. Tilsonburg right now, rain about to pick up says Renata, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Ooh, that's an interesting. Wonder what this video shows. Let me see. Interesting. Just wanted to see those clouds back there. They looked pretty intense. Fred says in Hagersville now and seeing minor tree damage with light rain. Says Fred, thank you very much, Fred. Appreciate that. Megan is Megan posted this photo, but didn't say where or when or why or what. So and then she posted again below it. Black as can be, South Keys, Ottawa area. Okay, I see. Please mention the area and please mention the area and what you're experiencing. On the same post. On the same post. And I'll correct my spelling, which is brutal. And then I'll say thank you for sharing. There we go. Okay. Okay, Hydro's out for half a Chatham. Trees and power lines are down, says Steph. Thank you, Steph, for the report. Yeah, pretty intense in Chatham. Chatham got rocked by the storm. Holy. We lost power for a minute or two here in Orleans. Could be getting a thunderstorm later on, says Brooke. Thank you very much. Yeah, those Eastern Ontario storms, they don't look that strong, but we're going to go and take a look at them as well, too. This is a post by someone named Adam Skinner with a picture of me when I was 5. I said, can we try to be friendly today, please? There was a lot of grumpy posts on the group. So I said, can we try to be friendly today, please? There's going to be a lot of stressed out community members that are dealing with storm anxiety from the derecho that occurred on the 21st of May. Let's try to be friendly and supportive instead of snarky and belittling. Please, it takes almost zero effort to turn your sarcastic comment into a supportive one. Let's keep each other safe and keep this a safe place to share your reports. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, some wonderful comments below that. Thank you very much to everybody who responded. And there was a few people that responded in very rude, snarky ways, and we kicked them off the group. So if you want to be that person, we're going to get rid of you. I'm sorry. We want your reports, but we need this to be a supportive, safe place for people to send in the reports. There's some people that said, I don't post my reports on here because I don't want people saying rude things in the comments. And let's just remember, if somebody's posting rude stuff in the comments of your post, they're probably going through some pretty rough times. So we also have to be empathetic to those who are being rude, because really, if you have time to go on Facebook or Twitter or any social media and post rude comments to people, to watch their video, to look at their photo, and then put a rude, snarky, mean comment, you're probably not in a great place. So my thoughts are with you. I hope everything's okay. Please don't take it out on other people. Please seek help. Yeah, please. That's how I feel. Round 3 in St. Thomas, says Aaron. Thank you so much. Christine says, I placed closed captioning in video for those whom are deaf, and it gets taken down. To clarify, we get so much spam on this group. It's unbelievable the amount of spam we get. I mean, we get really offensive stuff. We get adult stuff that shouldn't be on there. We get so many things. And what we've done is we've put in a few filters of common words that those folks use and common things that happen. What happened with Christine's video, I do remember what happened with her video is she didn't put a description on the video. And if you don't put a description on a video and you post it to our group, it will automatically get taken down. And the reason being is a lot of these adult content things that get posted have no description. So we just figured, oh, well, if they have no description, we'll just not allow it. Most people post a video and they say, this is happening in St. Thomas and this is what happened. And, so please add a description to your video and then it will not get automatically taken down. However, sometimes it still will if you hit one of those terms that these spammers use. So if something gets taken down, message Patricia, message myself, message one of the admins on the page and say, my video got taken down. Can you please look into it? We'll check the activity thing and we can restore it. So Christine's video, I know, got taken down automatically and we restored it. So hopefully she understands why. Yeah. Like Patricia said here, she said it perfectly. She said, it was caught by our filter and I restored it 30 minutes ago. We check our activity log frequently. It takes us a bit longer to restore a poster video is because we're especially busy. Yeah. I mean, right now is a very busy time. Whoa, look at that shelf cloud from Simcoe, Ontario, from Jason Fullington. Thank you, Jason, for sharing. Whoa, that's a wild looking shelf cloud. And we call this a pancake shelf cloud because you have the big shelf here, and then you have another layer on top, and then you have another layer on top. This is like the mother. They call this the mothership or pancake shelf, and then you have this big anvil on top. So whoa, pancake. That's pretty impressive, actually, from Simcoe, Ontario, around 2 p.m. So thank you for sharing. There is that damage again. Thank you for sharing. Whoa, look at this video. Holy, that's the storm that went through Simcoe, Ontario. Let me go check radar right now because that storm looks intense. That looks intense. Let me just double check radar in the background. Still seeing really strong winds. Kind of near the Port Burwell area, Eden, Stratfordville, Frogmore, Cultus, Walsingham, Langton. If you're in those areas, those winds look really intense. So please definitely be safe as those storms track towards you. Looks like there's a storm going through Toronto right now. Some lightning going through Etobicoke. It doesn't look very strong on radar. It just looks like heavy rain and lightning and maybe some gusty winds. I want to take a look at Ottawa because I know folks are saying it's intense in Ottawa right now. Just seeing some lightning and some gusty winds. Some heavy rain for sure, though. So there is some flooding risk with those. Let's see here. And what's happening? Peterborough might be getting some rain, maybe a little bit of lightning. There's a little storm south of Gilmore heading towards... I know those communities were hit pretty hard by the derecho. It's heading towards Northbrook and maybe... I don't know how to pronounce this, Cloyne. It's heading towards that area in Caladar. And I know those areas were hit hard by that storm. So you might be seeing some pretty gusty winds and some lightning. Definitely nowhere close to the derecho in strength. But yeah, the little storm heading that way and increasing in strength. So we're going to watch it carefully. I'm seeing a flood report, street flooding in London from earlier. And and some damaging wind reports from earlier as well too. But yeah. Look at the structure on that storm. Holy. That is a pretty impressive looking structure on that storm. So those are the reports we've seen. Yeah, see, there's Christine's video. It got posted. Yep. From St. Catharines. So trees flying around from Jody and St. Thomas. And a really cool, what looks like potentially a roll cloud from Manitoulin Island this morning or overnight. 19 hours ago. What time was that posted at? From last night, 7:53 p.m. last night. And some tree damage here. Where was that? Windsor. Casey posted that from Windsor. Had some tree damage, and Tracy north of Simcoe, and some more videos as well too. That one looks pretty intense. Cool. Okay, so thank you everybody for all your reports. I appreciate that. Again, if you're on the Book of Faces, if you're on the Facebook, definitely join the Ontario Storm Reports group. Now that I've come back to this tab, I see Liam's here. I don't know how long he's been here, but hopefully he's all right. Let's go. Let's bring him in. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I'm back.
You are back. Have you been back for a while?
Just like 2 minutes. I'm good. I was just eating food.
I figured this was going to happen. Oh, good. That's nice. Food's good. Roberta says, rhymes with coin. Cloyne rhymes with coin. So I guess it's Cloyne. Cloyne, coin. Cloyne. Okay. Cloyne. It's good to know. Cloyne rhymes with coin. Good to know. Okay, so let's see here. Just looking through the comments. Did you see some of that structure? Were you here long enough to see some of the stuff I was looking at?
I saw the one coming into Simcoe, that video, yeah.
And that shelf, that pancake shelf looked pretty wild.
Yep. The wind's now picking up in Langton. On this next frame, if you look at the next frame, I don't know why I'm in miles per hour. I don't know why I'm getting that. Let me check on the new frame. But no, it looked like 67 miles an hour, which I don't know what the conversion is, but.
And where was that? Was that the south of Cayuga one?
Yeah. Oh no, that was the one down by. Port Rowan.
I see. That was
I
the
got
Langton
106
kilometers an hour. Wow,
on that one.
That's pretty impressive. How did you get miles per hour? I don't even think it's available. It's not even.
I was on a different program.
A different program. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? How is that even like we literally haven't added that to it yet? Okay. We're converting it. Radar data comes in meters per second, and then we're converting that into kilometers per second. So another thing we've done that nobody else has ever done is we actually have kilometers per hour. I don't know why no radar app in the history of time has ever had kilometers per hour. Everyone has been converting on their phones and in their brains since the history of since the start of humanity. But finally somebody did it. It was us. Okay, let me just flip back to the radar. Yeah, this is what Liam's talking about right here. Langton, 106 kilometers an hour being picked up on radar. These are really strong winds, folks. So if you are in Langton, if you are in St. Williams, Walsingham, Carholm, Forestville, Turkey Point, Port Rowan, if you're in any of those areas, this storm coming in looks real. That's potentially the strongest wind gust we've seen on radar today. Maybe. Let me just go back. I want to put on the latest future radar. I'm going to go check a few things and come back to that storm. But yeah, that storm's kind of like the big bad storm in southwestern Ontario right now. It's taking over as the storm. So let me just jump over here. Give me 1 second to our app so we can see past and future radar where that storm's going to go. It's going to head towards Buffalo, eventually head towards New York. Let me just take a look at it. I want to take a look at it on Cleveland. Let's see if I can bring up some data. Yeah, Cleveland looks really strong too still. Cleveland's at 105. If Cleveland's at 105 and Exeter's at 105, then those are crazy wins. You know what? I'm going to post a significant win update to that because that is strong. I'm going to do that right now. So maybe on the stream. Sorry, go ahead.
And then just 6 minutes ago, I saw there was Environment Canada issued a severe thunderstorm warning for that cell on the Niagara Peninsula for Caledonia, Dunnville, Grimsby, Haldeman, Niagara Falls, Northern Niagara region, Southern Niagara region, St. Catharines, and Welland. I just looked at it on radar. It doesn't look too crazy, but it was just warned 6 minutes ago. So,
okay.
Yep.
Wait, where was that again?
That was the Niagara Peninsula from east of Port Dover, east of Grimsby, and down to Buffalo area, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go take a look at that Langton cell. I'm just gonna literally borrow the same polygon I already made from before. So let's go take a look at that. Like I just moved it over. I'm like, okay, that polygon from before, I'm gonna put it right over Langton now. Let me just make sure. Langton, and this looks significant. Like this is strong. 106 kilometers an hour, and it's being picked up by Cleveland. What does Buffalo show? Is it reasonable? I'm gonna cover all of Long Point with it here. 1 sec. Yeah, that storm is intense. 1 second here. Let me just make sure it's right over Andy's Corners. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay. I'm going to highlight that right now and post for that because that looks intense. Let me just drag this out. Okay. I'm going to do a little update there. How many folks in there? 489. Okay, good enough. And I'm going to go red because that's intense. So see if damaging winds. There we go. Strong damaging winds. I've been detected. I hear my son at the door. Detected on radar with this storm near Andy's Corners. Let me just zoom in here and get some more towns. Andy's Corners and Langton, tracking southeast towards our home, and eventually Forestville and St. Williams. St. Williams will hold on a second. On this radar with the storm just north of Lake Erie, located near okay, good. Let me just do a little 3:14 p.m. a little date 1. There we go. And that looks good to me. And I'm going to send that out right now. Yada, yada, yada. Looks good. Send. Okay. Strong damaging winds. Yep. Oh, 3:15. Of course. And sent. Cool. So I've done that. I've sent it to all those folks now. So if you're in that area, you will get that notification. It's already under severe thunderstorm warning, but it's intense. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that it's not just not just your average storm. It is your average severe storm. It is very, very strong, very, very intense. Yes. So let me just flip back to radar here. Make sure I've got the latest data. Yeah, they was strengthening, but now it's like popping out as super duper strong. Whoa, I think it even got stronger. Hold on a second here. Let me flip over to it. Yeah, the latest frame is really strong. This is, whoa. What is that?
Even,
Still
even
106.
from Buffalo too. Like if you look at it from Buffalo, it's a little high up, but it's, yeah.
Whoa, those are strong winds. I mean, they stand out. Like if you back up to space, you can see how much those pop on radar. Those are intense for sure. Whoa, yeah, that's intense. So, yeah, if you're in those areas, really, 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 really strong. If you're in Long Point right now, super, super strong winds being picked up, and again being shown. Even Cleveland's picking it up. Yeah, Cleveland's picking it up as well too. At 106, it's like identical. It's being picked up by the two radars identically. Let's see if we can crash this again. Come on, Buffalo, do it. It held. It's not. Yeah, it still looks even. Yeah, 104, 100 from Buffalo. Yeah, it's being picked up there too. So yeah, it's being picked up by 3 radars. It's being picked up by King City. What's King City talking about? King City is in a weird spot, but yeah, it's picking up on strong winds in that area. So. But yeah, that Exeter is the closest to it for sure, and it's really strong there. So yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe in the path of that one. That one's intense.
King City's probably getting blocked by the storms that are over Hamilton, Burlington right now.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, they don't. I mean, they don't really get blocked. I mean, but then it comes back and you have these second trip echoes and you have all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's if you have a clean view of a storm from radar, then that really helps. But if it has to go through a few storms that are already intense on its way back, it's I know what you mean. It's tricky. Yeah, you're bouncing that wave off of that storm and it's coming back, right? So you're trying to get that and the storm ahead of it. Yeah. If you have to go through storms, it's you're kind of tainting the data there. So
I think I just crashed Buffalo.
Oh, did you? Oh, nice,
Buffalo I tried to go a frame back.
You know what it is? It's not like a memory crash or anything. I think it's a timestamp code crash. It's something to do with the US radars and their unique timestamps. So it ends up something in there. That's why it's so random. That's why it like works perfectly fine for so long and then it just happens. So yeah, so we just have to find that in the code and squash it.
Burlington's about to get some heavy rain, and it's going right through Carlisle right now, so they're about to see it. Burlington, Appleby area.
Burlington is in here somewhere, isn't it?
Yep, up a little bit above Hamilton.
Up. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's basically Hamilton. Yeah, it's just north. It's basically Oakville is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really, really close. I guess you're actually closer to Hamilton than it is to Oakville.
Yep.
403, right? Yeah, 403.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been on it many times. I have family in Oakville, so I head down there once in a while. And then I'm like, do I take the 407 from Barrie or do I take the 401? And then I'm like, okay, well, I take the 407, and I'm like the only one on it.
Yep.
And then in those cases, I'm thinking the 401 probably wasn't too bad if I'm like literally the only person on the 407. So, and then $40 gone. It's like,
yep.
Although, it's not a horrible price to pay for like I get the highway to myself all the way to Oakville. It's not so bad, The 401 can be pretty intense sometimes. As many of you know, it can be horrifying. Okay. William says, "Hey Adam, how do we access red and green app like this? Would the instant weather app get something like this for subscribers?" Yes, that's the idea. Our plan is to add it to the app. If it's problematic in any way, we're just going to create a new app for Instant Weather Pro. But our plan to make life easy for everybody is to just add it to the existing app as a subscription tier option. So it'll be one tier above what our top tier is now. But but it's going to be a reasonable price, and it's going to be reasonably priced compared to all the other Pro Radar apps out there. And there are some expensive stuff out there. Like I got GR2 analysis. It was like almost $400 to buy it. It was a one-time purchase, but it's like $400. There's some, and it doesn't even do Canadian radar data. It's like, but it has cool 3D stuff, which is fun. So anyways, but Alicia says, how do I upload an immediate video at Instant Weather? You're on YouTube. So if there's a few different ways, you could upload a video to YouTube and then post us the link in the comments, or you could go, if you're on Facebook, go to Ontario Storm Reports, Ontario Storm Reports is our group, and you can put the video on there through the Facebook app or through their website. And then if you're on Twitter, you could go to our Twitter account is at iWeatherOn. So I, for instance, weather on. iWeatherOn is our Twitter account. So so those are a few different ways you could do that, and let us know. Hopefully the video is okay. Hopefully everybody's safe, and let us know what you're experiencing, of course, for sure. Pretty please. Hopefully that helps. Chicken Coop says, how much will it cost? Oh, I'm not sure yet. I've been toying with the pricing. It has to, the moral of the story, and this is the same way we priced out the IW app, is as long as it's not losing money, then I'm happy. Like, I'm not trying to like quadruple the costs, and just as long as the app doesn't lose us money so that we go bankrupt, then I'm happy. So we're gonna figure out what that number is, and then we'll let you know. But we'll do that in a big presentation at some point in time. Somebody's posting a phone number on Facebook. I don't like that, so I'm going to block that user. Sorry, don't post phone numbers on Facebook. That seems scammy. Okay, so Herbie says, what about StreamYard? We're using it right now. This is what we're using. We use StreamYard to go live because that's how we're going live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Twitter, all at the same time. We're on 3 different Facebook pages, on Instant Weather Canada, Instant Weather Ontario, and Ontario Storm Watch. We're on Ontario Storm Reports, the group. We're on Instant Weather Ontario on YouTube. We're on Instant Weather on YouTube. And we're on Instant Weather on Twitch. And we're on Instant Weather Ontario on Twitter. So that's how we're doing that. We, like Liam's like, yeah. We subscribe to StreamYard. It's awesome. It's a really great service. So we love it. So Kate says, how far over is the start going? That's an interesting sentence. Collingwood, Stainer area? No. Collingwood and Stainer is probably fine. Based on future radar, let me just jump back here. Based on future radar, Collingwood and Stainer, I think you're all good. Dead It Plays on YouTube says, how did you make the app? That's a pretty big question. Years and years and years and years and years of development. That's my answer. It's taken a long time. Literally, I think we worked on the app for 3 years before we launched it. IW was 2 or almost 3 years. I think we said it was going to come out 2 years later, and then it ended up coming out 3 years later. So, yeah, it took a long time. William says, what's the app you're using right now for the red-green radar? I wanted to use it so badly. That's Instant Weather Pro. So that's what we're using right now, and that's what we are going to plan. That's what we plan to include in the Instant Weather app. So that's what we're using right now. It's called Instant Weather Pro, but we just haven't launched it yet. Kendra says, is Ontario supposed to be getting a stormy season? So far it's been pretty stormy. It started out really slow though. I had a feeling, I said this to a few people, I'm like, I feel like this is one of those seasons that's going to start out slow and then boom, there's going to be a huge event. And that prediction was unfortunately correct. Ron sent a super chat. Thank you so much, Ron. Really, really appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. It looks like you have a pretty sweet bike there. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. So I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Look at B says, Twitch crew is clearly the coolest, though. I think the Twitch crew is going to be pretty excited for something that we're going to announce. We haven't talked about it at all. Liam knows what I'm talking about. We haven't talked about it at all. I think it's going to be pretty insane. I'm pretty sure the Twitch community is going to be pretty happy about it. I can't tell you about anymore. That's it. That's all you get. But it's going to be insane. I'm stoked. So crazy. Anyways, okay. Andrew says, and to think of this all started with Tornado GPS. That's funny you say that. Based on what I was just talking about. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Andrew's talking about Tornado GPS. Tornado GPS, for those who don't know, a long, long time ago in a land far, far away. It's just Barry, basically. We launched our very first app, which was the very first app to ever do 3D radar. And the problem was, it was fine, it worked, and it was, it's kind of buggy and this and that. But the problem was that our data source, we actually had too many users. Usually a good problem. In this case, it was not. We had so many users, we got sentry blocked by a free data source we're using. We hit their servers too many times. They sentry blocked us, which means there's no way to get back in. We can't pull that data anymore. So we had to sunset the app, which means we had to literally kill that app. However, what we did is for everybody who bought the app, we gave them 3 months free to our text message alert subscription, which is still going. So we kind of basically came up with that app, and then we took any of the profits from that app and put it towards text message alerts. We took any of the profits from text message alerts and put it towards our instant weather app. And now we've taken the profits from the instant weather app, not that as much, and put it towards the development of Instant Weather Pro and put it towards the development of the thing that I can't tell you about yet. So, yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be so exciting. Kevin Rainey says, hype train starting confirmed. Dude, this is going to be super cool. If you're into really, really cool, interesting weather things, weather software, this has never been done before. So we're so excited. Paula says, has anyone told you that your app/feed saved their life? We have had pretty incredible stories told to us about how we sent out a notification for rotation when there was no other warnings, and then a tornado touched down and they were able to get to safety. There's a really interesting story that we put on our website where I think I could actually bring it up here, but it was, I'll just read it to you here. Give me 1 second. There's a really interesting story that someone told us about our text message alerts, and we posted, there was a flooding advisory for Brantford, I believe. I think it was Brantford, but if you go to our website and you go to About and What We Do, and then you scroll down. This is the quote. It says, I want to give a big thank you to the OTW crew. I received a text alert around 8 a.m. informing me of multiple areas of Brantford being evacuated for flooding. And just to clarify for anybody who's just joining us right now, this is not current. This was years ago, but this was somebody saying, telling us the story. Multiple areas of Brantford being evacuated for flooding. Coming hours before any other alert we received from other services, we were able to make it to my elderly disabled family member's basement apartment and get them to safety in time. Being across the street from the retaining wall that held back the water, we left the driveway as the wave of water rushed over the top of the wall, heading into the house. At that moment, all I could think is if we were minutes later, we may not have been able to get him out. The OTW service saved lives today. My family cannot thank you enough. You do an amazing job, especially when it counts most. Thank you very much. And that was Ryan Davis who sent in that story. So, I mean, like, I don't know if anybody else got chills when the wave coming over, like just saying that, like, goosebumps. Unbelievable story. So I'm just so glad they were able to get to safety. So yeah, we have had comments before like that, and we're just grateful that we're able to help. That we're able to help at all. Jessica Lawrence says 3D cloud tops. That would be cool. Oh, just you wait. Wait. Facebook user says goosebumps. Me too. I totally got goosebumps there. That story is insane. Jess says, I believe that was 2018. Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, it was. I believe it was about that time. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, Liam, what were you saying?
Sorry, just Environment Canada just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for that cell going through towards Lake Erie. Caledonia, Dunnville, and Haldimand are now under a severe thunderstorm warning.
Caledonia. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. It's a little bit north of where that's affecting, but I guess it's just a polygon. But mainly the big wind risk looks like it is pushing out over the lake right now.
Is it finally moving over
Port
Lake?
Dover? Yeah, just below Port Dover, basically.
Let me just pull it up. Oh yeah, that storm is still so strong.
Here, I'm looking at that noise or the see the green there. I think it's just noise.
It's just too small.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been situations before where there's like a couplet that kind of looks like that, but it's just too small. I think it's noise. Yeah. but the winds here are insane. So if you're in, is that over the water now? So Avalon Park, Port Ryers.
I gotta change my opacity
Port
and
Dover.
see.
If you're in Port Dover, do we have opacity settings? I guess we do.
We do. Yeah, that wind just pushed out over the water right now.
I totally forgot we had opacity settings.
Port Ryers.
That's fancy.
That is, yep.
Look at that. We have opacity settings. Wow.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. I totally forgot we did. Yeah, you're right. That is over the water. Fantastic. I'm learning things about the software that I've been working on for so long. I mean, I'm not a developer, but I do help with some of the code. I tweak certain things. I'm good at editing spelling mistakes. That's about it. No, I'm good at putting data sources together and putting teams together, and that's what I do. Oh my goodness, look at it from King City.
King City.
From King City, it's. Oh, that's never mind. That's just noise. So much noise. That's the other thing too. Is like, you can look at Pro Radar, but you better know what noise is because a lot of it's gonna look like it's way worse than it is. But yeah.
Yeah, you look at it from. Don't look at it from Buffalo. It's just way too far out. I looked and it's.
Oh, I see.
Way too far out.
Side note, there's something cool that we're doing that no other Canadian radar app has ever done. Is if anybody has noticed that there's these laser beams coming from the radar. Basically people are using illegal RF signals and they're too close to the radar station, and then you have these crazy laser beams. You can kind of see them here, but watch when I actually turn them back on. We're filtering them out. So if I turn them off and I reload this radar, watch how brutal this gets.
Ooh.
It's like look at these giant beams of noise. So you can let's see. Usually the Ottawa radar is even worse. Let's see how brutal it is. Oh my goodness. It looks like the spokes of a wheel. It is horrifying. So this is what basically, if you want to look at raw radar data on any other option, on any other software, it looks like this. But what we've done is this, and we're quite proud of it. So let me just turn it off and turn it back on, and boom. That's what we've done. So we've been able to actually remove a majority of it. And actually, we're going to improve it even more. But this is kind of a first step of our RF noise filtering for Canadian radar data. So it makes a huge difference. You can see where they used to be. You can see these like slices in the radar, and you can kind of still see some of them. But it is substantially less horrifying than it once was. So let me just... so are you going to say something?
Yeah,
Every time you breathe, I just assume you...
Once you're done there, I have some damage reports from I think Sparta.
Oh my goodness,
Sparta.
Where's that? Is that same storm?
I'm gonna look up where Sparta is right now. Sparta, Ontario is located.
Oh yeah, there's a search bar. There's a search button on here. I could actually search it.
Just south of St. Thomas, southeast of St. Thomas, near Port Stanley.
Oh, near Port Stanley.
But
I'll search it right now. You ready?
I can bring up the.
Yeah. Hold on. How do you spell it?
Sparta.
The heck? 1 second here. Parta.
Yep.
Okay. Sparta, Wisconsin. No, that's definitely not it. Sparta Central Elgin, right?
That's the correct one. Yep.
Okay. So if I click on that.
Yep.
Aha. Sparta. Oh no, there was a wind damage there. South of St. Thomas. Interesting. That was that cell we kept watching and going, those crazy signatures, right?
Yep.
Did you put this full screen yet? Oh no, you didn't.
I'll put the name in the comments here from Alex.
Okay, perfect. Oh, okay, from Alex. Yeah, Alex is awesome. Yeah, please.
This one was surprised me a lot. Look at come right up out of the ground, just uprooted it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not good.
And then
that's Alex Massey, is it? Alex Massey there.
Yep. Okay,
cool. Yeah, please link his account there for everybody to see.
Yep.
And please give him a follow. What's going on here near Cheapside? Ooh, near Selkirk. That might be the lake interaction again, but it. Oh, it's from King City. King City doing it again. Yeah, the strongest winds, thankfully, the 106 km/h strongest winds are thankfully out over the water now. Unless you're on the water, then it's not thankfully. But if you're not on Lake Erie right now, I think the strongest winds from those storms are now south of south of land, which is a good thing to know. So that's good. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, okay. Let me see here. I'm going to jump back. Let me just make sure we have the latest on the historical and future radar. What do you think, Liam? You think we're going to see any more severe storms today, or you think we might be heading over to things weakening?
I think it is weakening. I think the environment has just got eaten up by this first bit, but I don't know. What was the timing supposed to be? It was
supposed to be early. It was supposed to be like 2, 3, 4, and then maybe some storms after.
There was supposed to be a second line like that I looked at on future radar for a while, and I think
there was. But check this out. I think the environment just got destroyed by those storms. Yep. I think it's actually, if you look at like down. Remember, we're supposed to see that big cluster of a storm down by Windsor and stuff.
No,
it turns into like this little rain shower and then it's gone. I think that might have been the show, I think. And you know what that means. Do you want to? Okay, I think it's music time, but as we're always just fiddle time. Jessica's on it. Look at her. She's like, fiddle time, duet. You want to play something?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll give it to you.
If you're
yeah, why not? I'm just gonna turn my.
Well, you're pretty amazing, so I mean, it's like, why not? When's the last time you played a show? I see 865 folks are still watching. So when's the last time you played a show to 865 people?
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a long while. I think
there you
the
go.
biggest show I played was I played one in Toronto when I was 11 at Air Canada Centre. That was probably my biggest one.
Whoa, you played at Air Canada Centre at the age of 11.
12,000 people. So that was fun.
Oh my god. That's
probably
crazy.
My biggest show.
Holy.
Yeah. I'll change my mic settings now and
yeah, sure. Drop her down and yeah, that's cool. I wonder if I could. I have a feeling I could sing, but I just don't want to. I haven't coughed yet. I think I coughed once this entire stream. So my cough is finally like tapering down. Again, all negative tests. My wife's all negative tests. Our son's all negative tests. Negative. I think we just got destroyed by a cold that's going around that just happens to not be COVID. What does anybody have any requests for our master fiddle player? And I mean master. You wait until you hear him play. He's unbelievably good. What was that crazy when you played on the Manitoba stream when I was like, play something extremely difficult and we're gonna judge you out of 10 or something?
Oh, that was and then and it was Orange like Boston special. That was one. Like,
is that a good warm-up song, or maybe you should warm up with something else first?
Want
to go for it?
Yeah, sure.
I'll play a little
bit. I'll play a little bit longer of a play than I did the last couple times. Go for it, man.
So everybody, Liam, is it, how do you pronounce it again? Is it Glosh, right? So it's McGloshin?
Yep.
McGloshin for sure. Give her.
I'm not really tuned up, but
Dude. So you're just starting to take lessons? Is that you're starting to that was the first song you learned, right?
Yeah.
The learning curve seems really like really shallow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
Oh my goodness, dude.
only
You're-
playing for about 17 years now. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
17 years. I guess so. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the comments, dude. You are a superstar, man.
Thanks,
oh
everybody.
my goodness. You are ridiculously good. See, the difference is when I start playing songs, you notice the stream numbers drop dramatically. But when you
No.
start playing songs, they like held strong, which is like, yeah, so it's probably for the best that you play things. That's good. It's awesome. That's pretty cool. No, 17 years, man. You rock, dude. That's awesome. So you play in Hamilton, you said, right? Where do you play every Friday night?
Every Friday night at the Corktown pub.
The Corktown pub?
Yeah.
Dude,
the famous
I think I told you
Corktown.
before. Yeah, I've played there before, right?
Yeah.
There was like a battle of the bands, or what was it part of? I can't remember. It was some sort of battle of the bands or something. I don't think it was part of Indie Week, but it was something or other. Anyways, my band, we went down to the Corktown pub and we rocked down at the Corktown pub. It was good times.
Nice.
It was,
yeah.
Dude, it was crazy. Oh, did I tell you this? We brought school buses full of people.
God.
We called it the party bus, and we had 2 school buses sold out. And so we didn't just show up and play at the Corktown pub. We showed up and 2 school buses emptied with people.
Yeah.
We did that at the Velvet Underground one time in Toronto too as well, but it was insane. It was so much fun. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Shelby says, we love your singing and guitar too, Adam. Don't sell yourself short. I'm pretty sure she's trying to say. So yeah, that's does he know Bookend Vortex? I don't know if he does. I mean, do you know Bookend Vortex?
We have to get to the studio and actually do something like that. That'd be funny one
I mean,
time.
you're yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have a nice mic there. I mean, it wouldn't take much for
Just give me
I'll
track
record
and,
something, send it over to you, you track it down. Do you have I'm sure you have GarageBand. I like to use it because it's so easy. You can use Pro Tools and
I use what is GarageBand, but the one that they use on.
Oh, you use Logic?
I use Logic because I went to school, we got Logic cheap, and they taught us how to use that. So that's what I use.
Yeah. I mean, Logic is basically
GarageBand Plus.
GarageBand on steroids. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you want to use like VST plugins and go through all that kind of stuff. I find GarageBand, like, it's just so cookie cutter, so easy, so amazing. Easy. Yeah, I should probably get Logic. But Logic's like what, like $400 or something?
Yeah, I think I got it for $200 as a bundle with everything because I was a student. But yeah, it's expensive.
Cakewalk, says Ryan, is a good DAW. I used to use Cakewalk all the time, and it's free too. Yeah, I used to use Cakewalk all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Cakewalk is Stein's. What's it called? Stein something, whatever the company.
I use Reaper on PC too. Reaper's good.
Cool. You can get Pro Tools for free now too, with like a limited number of channels, but you can get it for free as well.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, there's so much awesome, easy stuff. Roberta says IW music downloads. Yeah, we need to like do a total. I was thinking of going back to like every live stream we've ever done and like clip out, one good me playing Blackbird version, and then all these other songs that I played at some point in time. That'd be pretty fun.
We should do some background music for the stream. We should just record some tracks that loop over and over.
I have a feeling constant fiddle at that speed might be a little anxious for people.
Oh yeah,
talking about stars.
But if we get some guitar and some nice tasteful fiddle for the background music, it might be nice.
Tasteful could be pretty cool. I think there's a few songs that I'm getting requests here.
Yep.
I don't know if I have a voice at all, but you think I should play a tune? All right, I'll play one.
Yeah.
I think I'll play one, and then we're gonna shut it on the stream. The storms look like they're becoming less severe, which is good. Every time I say that, they become more severe, but it looks like they're becoming less severe, so that's exciting. I don't know if this is in tune. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I gotta change the settings.
They're ending severe thunderstorm warnings for Port Colborne, Welland, Niagara Falls, Fort Erie. So they're coming to a close.
I wonder what a fiddle you could do on this. Don't do it though, because it's
hard.
You'd have to think about. We're not that far away, so you'd have to think about the latency. You could actually play it ahead of time.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could be. I don't know. There's something like that you can do. It'd be cool.
We gotta do.
Oh, Sean says, "Whoa, the spam! What's the spam? What's spam? What's spam?" Oh, I see. It's the police. The police sing spam. I have a hard time banning that. That's just nice. It's nice.
And also, someone's asking about St. Thomas, but I think St. Thomas, you're in the clear now.
I think you're in the clear. Yeah.
Yeah, St. Thomas, it's all gone past you already, so you're good.
Well, I wonder there was a song that we used to do, which is how did it go? Let me think for a sec. Oh yeah, this could totally use a fiddle. Oh, here, I gotta do it like this. You know what I mean? It's got that kind of like almost Beatles.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That could totally work. That would totally work. Yeah.
Maybe we'll record a video of both of us, and we'll just always lay over top of it. And we'll post it maybe one of the pages.
Every time we have to go eat on the live stream, we'll just be like, just 1 second. Here's a song we did. Beep, and then it'll just be like us in a studio, like rocking out a song.
That'd be funny.
I can't believe so many people are still staying with us, even though we're not talking about weather anymore. The weather, like, it's hard to say the weather's done, but it seems like the severity is tapering off, which we were expecting. Once these storms like move to Lake Erie, we were expecting the overall severe risk to kind of die off. Eastern Ontario never looked severe at all, from what let me do one check, because I don't want to be like in the middle of playing a song and like something pops up that's like significant. So yeah, I'm gonna do a quick check of radar.
I'm looking at Kingston and stuff. Nothing really. I heard someone say getting dark in Kingston, but it looks just like rain. You have a little bit of heavy rain to the west of you, but other than that, I don't.
Maybe some gusty winds, but nothing crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it all looks like it may be tapering off. That might have been the show. I think so. Yeah, Simcoe's still gusty, but that's going to taper off as well, too. There is some stuff moving into Essex County again, but it doesn't look that amazing. I'm just going to go check some stuff in the environment really quick, and then I'll play you a song, and then maybe one more fiddle, and then we're good. So let's see here. It has to end with fiddle. It can't end with music. It has to end on a good note. Oh yeah, the supercell index is like tapered right off. There's like inhibition in place. Yeah, I think overall, the severe risk it's tapering off. I think we're good to play music at this point. If you don't like music, then it might be time to say goodbye. But if you do like music, then you hopefully like this. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, I got a tune here. I haven't tuned today. 1 second. You tune by ear.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I can, but I'm not. Once you get down to insano guitar tuner accuracy.
Oh yeah, you can't go back. Yep.
You can't go back. Although yours sounded great, man, when you rocked it. That's a little nicer. I wonder what I should play here. I know. She grew up in Indiana town, had a good-looking mama, never was around. She grew up tall, she grew up right with those Indiana boys on the Indiana night, yeah. She moved down here at the age of 18. Blues Boys away was more than they'd seen. I was introduced and we both started grooving. I said, hey baby, you got to keep moving on. I keep moving on. Last dance of Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. And I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again. Da 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 da. That would have been a good time for the violin, I think, actually. Would have been sweet if he came in like... Would have been awesome on violin. It would have been awesome. Yeah. I think Kelly's got it right, though. Kelly's got it right. What about a Mumford & Son cover? That would be totally cool. Or we could do... I think does Lumineers have fiddle as well? I think
not
there
too
are
sure.
sometimes.
I've done a lot of
I think
Mumford and Sons
maybe.
with fiddle and banjo and mandolin, and we did a lot of those. So
Weak
it's
little
fun.
lion man. Yeah, we could like totally. That would
Mhm.
be awesome. That'd be so much fun. Okay. All right. I butchered the moment, but then we also have Liam who's gonna come back and play one more for you. One more for you.
Okay, I'll give it one
You're up
more.
for it.
Yep.
Bagpipes it is. By the
Oh,
way, Liam
bagpipes.
plays
Yeah.
bagpipes and he's insanely good at it. He can even change the key. No, that's impossible. But he could you change the key? Like if no, there's no way. But no, it's you'd have to literally have a different set of bagpipes. Are there
Yeah.
different sets of
You
bagpipes
can
and
get a
different
different.
keys?
You can get a different chanter, which is like the piece that goes on the bottom, like the melodic piece. You can change the key that way. You can go from B flat to A or whatever.
Oh wow! Oh, that's pretty cool. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
sweet. Oh, so standard is B flat.
Standard is like B flat, but like so on there on the chanter it'd be like 476 is A. So it's like a B flat, but a little bit higher. So it's weird.
So if anybody wants to play with the bagpipes and they have like tune all their instruments just to like that slightly higher frequency.
Yeah, and then play B flat. So
and then play B flat. Yeah, exactly. And anything around B flat. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it? You can go major minor though. Yeah, you can choose between.
Yeah, you can do some different notes that change. Yeah.
Yeah, that give it a different vibe. Exactly. That's cool. Sweet. All right. Is your mic down or yeah? You have
I'll change that real quick.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Awesome. All right. One more from the master.
Okay. I'll just do like an East Coast fiddle tune, I guess, just to end it off.
We love it.
That's
Kick
what
it.
I learned. So.
Whoa. Yes. Oh my goodness, dude. Like I just assumed you were good, but these past 2 live streams, like you're insanely good.
Thanks,
so
man. Thanks.
I'm probably the hardest on myself, but I'm like, I'm generally pretty critical of music. I'm so, I always listen with like such a critical ear, but man, you rock, dude. That was awesome.
Thanks,
you are awesome. Holy. Yeah. Everybody give it up for Liam. Come on. I want to see comments. Liam, the master. Like I feel like I'm at a pub in like Dartmouth.
Yep. Yeah. Out on the East Coast. That's like, fun. Like, yeah.
And like Cape Breton. I feel like I'm at a pub in Cape Breton right now.
I love
like,
Cape Breton.
Awesome.
I love Cape Breton.
I love it too. Yep. The first time I went to Nova Scotia, my mom moved out to Nova Scotia and I went and visited her. And then like before heading to her place, I went and drove Cape Breton. I was like, that's it. I'm driving it in a day. I drove the whole thing in a day. It was like a 6-hour drive. I did it in a Corolla. Dude, that was the most dangerous drive of my life. I'm like, did people live here in the winter? Because if anybody lives here in the winter, you're just going to fall off a cliff into the ocean. Like there's trucks coming around corners going like 80. I literally saw a truck come around a corner and it tipped onto 2 wheels and then went boom, boom, boom and came back down. And I was like, ugh. That was the most terrifying drive of my life. If anybody feels like you're a good driver, and then like, dude, like sport bikes would just fly by me at like 200 kilometers an hour. I couldn't believe how fast these bikes were going. Like I'm like thinking I'm going fast down these hills and they're like, zoom, past me. I'm just like, man, people can drive. Holy, it's crazy. Yeah, Cape Breton. Terrifying drive. Beautiful, beautiful place though. Oh my goodness. And the food. The food's fantastic. So yeah, it's pretty wild. So cool. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. I think from what we've seen, we keep looking at stuff. If there is more severe weather, obviously we're going to post about it. But right now, it seems like it might be tapering off. The risks might be weakening, which is exciting because I've been posting about it since midnight last night when the storms came off of Lake Huron there. So I might take a nap at some point in time because I'm like running on 3. I think I'm running on 3 or 4 hours, maybe less. I don't even know. I woke up so many times thinking, like, I literally had a dream there was like a funnel cloud. Like, no, somebody posted a picture of a land spout. I remember it vividly. Someone's like, oh, somebody reported a land spout in like Barrie, and I'm like, how am I missing this? And then I woke up and I'm like, okay, it's fine. We're okay.
It's fine.
We're
You're good.
Yeah, that never happened. That was just in my dream. So, anyways, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Liam, for joining me. Thank you to the whole team, Patricia, Lana joined us earlier as well too, and Brennan and Cole and Teresa, and I'm missing a few, I'm sure, but and Lindsay as well too, and yeah, everybody on the team. Really appreciate all your help, and everybody in the community. Appreciate all your support and all your help. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully everybody stayed safe today. Please join our report group on Facebook, and again, download our free app called Instant Weather. And a huge thank you to all those who sent in super chats and who sent in stars and all of that stuff. And everybody be safe. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be live streaming in no time, I'm sure. And maybe, just maybe, we'll bring back the fiddle. If you're up for it, what do you think?
I'm good. I'm excited to be on more streams. I mean, I think some of them I might be out in the field, but I'll bring the fiddle with me just in case. So
that would be, I think that would be next level. If you're also in the field, storm spotting and fiddling and like checking radar. I mean, that'd be as long as you're not the driver, then that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be driving yet.
No, definitely not driving. So
no.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your afternoon, and rest of your evening. And again, we'll be watching radar. We don't stop, so we'll be watching radar all night. And if anything pops up that's significant, we will post and let you know. So have yourself a wonderful day. We'll talk to you very soon. Thanks again, Liam.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers. See you later.